time for Dodger baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium, breaking the seal on another homestand. And it's the Braves who are here. The last time the Dodgers and Atlanta met, the Braves had beaten the Dodgers 5 out of 7 during the regular year, only to lose to the Dodgers in the division series 3-1. In fact, the winning game was right here at Dodger Stadium. Interesting, too, to compare in those 4 games last year, the Dodgers hit 7 home runs. So far in the entire month of July, they've only hit 8, but they're in first place, leading the Giants by 2. As far as the pitchers are concerned, big, good-natured Aaron Harang on the mound for Atlanta at 6'7". He is standing tall in the Braves rotation. He has won 4 games in his last 6 starts. He has also won 5 of his 9 victories on the road, so he's come to mean a great deal. One reason, he's become more of a ground ball pitcher than the fly ball pitcher that he was. He was 10-10 when he was with the Dodgers. Josh Beckett will be on the mound for the Dodgers. Beckett is 8-7 lifetime. Interesting, going all the way back to 2006, he has a string, 23 consecutive scoreless innings against Atlanta. Those are the numbers. We'll get back to the ball game and a whole lot more coming up right after this.
Dodgers fan, perhaps hoping to get an autograph as we are here for game one of a three-game set between the Atlanta Braves and your Los Angeles Dodgers. Hello, everybody. Welcome inside Dodger Stadium. The Major League Baseball July 31st trade deadline is about 48 hours away, but the Dodgers did make a move yesterday. In fact, they acquired infielder Darwin Barney from the Chicago Cubs. Darwin Barney, of course, a veteran player in his career, a .244 average, 18 home runs and 146 RBIs, but he's certainly not known for his offense. He is known for his glove, a 2012 Gold Glove winner at second base, and he is certainly a utility infielder. Although he has spent the majority of his career at second, he has played the shortstop position 19 times and third base just 6 times. Don Mattingly telling us earlier today that he figures to be in the mix here, and he is expected to be in uniform with the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. A corresponding move has not been announced. It will be announced tomorrow. Josh Beckett on the hill tonight looking for his 7th win of the season right here in Game 1. After the break, the legendary Vince Scully on the call. Stay with us.
To you, wherever you may be, welcome to Dodger Stadium, opening up the homestand and starting with a 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves. Turning back the clock just to last year, you may remember that the Dodgers met the Braves in the division series. The Dodgers won 3 of the required 4, winning the series here and then going on to St. Louis. Tonight, Josh Beckett and Aaron Harang, the former Dodger. And with the visiting Braves coming in, they're only a half a game behind the Washington Nationals. Freddie Gonzalez has written out the names on the card, and we'll take a look at them right now. It'll begin with the older of the two brothers, B.J. Upton in center field, Tommy La Stella at second base, and Freddie Freeman at first. Justin Upton, the younger of the two, hits cleanup. Evan Gattis behind the plate. Chris Johnson at third base. Ryan Domit in right field. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, and former Dodger Aaron Harang on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Josh Beckett. He has a record of 6-5. He is 8-7 lifetime in his career against Atlanta, but starting back in 2006, and granted he hasn't seen much of him since, he does have a 23 consecutive scoreless inning string going back 8 years. So for Josh Beckett, trying to keep it going, the Dodgers with their 3-game winning streak in first place, leading the Giants by 2. And by the way, the Pirate-Giant game will start in about 4 minutes. And the first pitch to B.J. Upton in for a strike, and the count 0-1. B.J., whose first name really is Melvin Emmanuel, he takes a pitch low, 1 ball and 1 strike. But the B.J. stands for Boss Man Jr. That was his father's longtime nickname, Boss Man, and his father's name is Manny. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, line drive off the glove of Beckett. Gordon charging, picks it up, can't make a play. So B.J. Upton, literally and figuratively, gets a base hit off Josh Beckett. And the batter now will be Tommy La Stella. And we take another look. Beckett flinched, got his glove on the ball, but it caromed over towards Gordon, and there was no chance. Dodgers gathering at the mound to make sure that Beckett is all right. It hit the glove first, and he got his head out of the way of it. So Tommy La Stella coming up, the second baseman. Tommy's a New Jersey boy out of Montvale, New Jersey. Went to St. Joseph's High, moved on to St. John's College, then went on to where he really started to play, Coastal Carolina, and eventually drafted by the Braves back in 2011. Tommy is 25 years old, left-hand batter, and the first pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. So B.J. Upton with a base hit. B.J., by the way, has stolen 16 out of 22. So Beckett has problems on both sides, the hitter and the runner. So B.J., hands on his knees, taking his lead. La Stella waiting with the bat on his left shoulder. And the strike one pitch coming up from Josh Beckett. Veteran right-hander deals, off-speed pitch in for a strike, and he's out in front 0-2. For Josh Beckett, when you say veteran pitcher, you are talking exactly that. Beckett in his long career has 245 decisions, 138 victories, 105 losses, and he's pitched 2,042 innings. So that indeed fulfills the definition of a veteran. The 0-2 pitch is low, scrambling stock by the Dodger catcher Drew Butera, giving A.J. Ellis a rest. Dodgers trying to get well against the top teams. Remember, right after the All-Star break, they were faced with 27 games out of 30 against teams above 500. The only breath of relaxation, and we'll see about that, will be the weekend when the Chicago Cubs are here. But for the Dodgers, this begins a very tough stretch. They have already played 9 of those games, and they were 5-4. Got a big lift, winning 3 in a row in San Francisco. So Beckett is set, looks over at B.J., and the right-hander back to the plate. La Stella takes high, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. As far as Tommy La Stella is concerned, he might be the first player to reach the major league level with the help of a donkey. Yeah, he was having trouble. He didn't really want to play baseball. He wanted the summer off, and his family insisted that he get a job. And they got him a job, all right. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Tommy, off the plate, ball 3. Not only was he working at a farm stand where he delivered bales of hay that would be used for Halloween arrangements. He had a wide range of responsibilities, but none more influential than the task of feeding an uncooperative donkey. And after doing that for a while, he decided, you know what, never mind fun in the summer, I'm going to go back playing baseball. 3-2 pitch on the way. We'll see about Upton. BJ takes his lead. Becca just holds the ball, and at the plate, LaStella backs out. On deck, Freddie Freeman. So Tommy LaStella waiting at the plate. Another very deliberate Beckett. Looks over there, goes up, and the pitch is ball 4. And just like that, runners at first and second, and nobody out. So a base hit and a walk. We'll take a look at the Dodgers behind Beckett defensively, and they shape up this way. First of all, the Dodgers in the outfield. Carl Crawford, Yasiel Puig, and Matt Kemp. Puig in center. And then the infield, Uribe, Ramirez, Gordon, and Gonzalez. Behind the plate, Drew Butera handling Josh Beckett. Here's Freddie Freeman. Probably has the best eye in baseball in a lot of areas. The first pitch of the left-hand hitter is low, ball 1, and a 1-ball, no-strike count. Freddie Freeman, last year, for every strike that he took at the plate, he took 5 pitches that missed the strike zone. Nobody else quite like him. So Freddie with a great eye, 14 home runs, 57 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch swung on, pull foul outside of first. Freddie's a local boy from Fountain Valley, lives in Orange, went to El Medina High School, but a remarkable hitter. And of course, last year he had 23 home runs, 109 runs batted in. But above all, a remarkable knowledge of the strike zone. Comes in here struggling in the last 12 games. 1-1 pitch on the way. Freeman looks. That's low. Ball 2. 2-1 to count. For Freddie, in the last 12 games, he's hitting just .152, which of course is not like him at all. Within the division, he has just chewed up the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. Beckett in trouble. Nobody out. 2-1 pitch. Golfed at and missed. 2-2 to count to Freddie. Against the New York Mets, he's hitting .392, and against the Washington Nationals, .488. But against the Florida Marlins, 3 for 51. That's about a half a buck for a batting average. 2-2 pitch coming up to Freddie. Beckett delivers, swung on, fouled away. I don't know if that pitch was in the strike zone or not, but he hit one off the protective railing in front of the Atlanta dugout. So Freeman with the great eye, who doesn't go after pitches out of the zone, but he sure went after that one. That was maybe ankle high. But then again, he has 2 strikes. So 2-2 to Freddie. 6'5", 225. Freddie, 25 years old in September. Beckett in trouble. Josh, a long look, very deliberate. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's strike 3 called. So Freddie Freeman, he of the great eye, but this time he's caught looking, and just like that, 1 away. Pitch just had good late running on it. The running fastball caught the outside corner, backhanded by Drew Butera. And now the batter is the younger of the Upton brothers, Justin, as Freddie goes back. Justin Upton, like his brother, outstanding athlete. Justin 6'2". He'll be 27 late in August. The right-hand batter waiting at the plate. Beckett delivers, and it's fouled away upstairs off to the right. That's the fastball going into fastball alley, and a 90-mile-an-hour swifty it was. Justin Upton is connected to 2 great names in baseball, Mel Ott and Willie Mays, and Brooklyn from 110 years ago. Upton homered in 3 straight games in April of 2008. Became only the 4th player in Major League history to homer in 3 straight. and he did it at 20. Mel Ott, Willie Mays, and way back Jimmy Sheckard did it. 3 home runs. Remarkable. Upton with a lot of power, needless to say. The strike one pitch, that's down and away. In looking at Beckett and the hitters, B.J. Upton has hit 2 home runs against him. Brother Justin has hit 1. So 2 on, 1 out, first inning, no score. Justin 3 grades behind his brother. And interestingly enough, when Justin was in the 5th grade, brother B.J. was in the 8th grade. B.J. woke up Justin, and Justin promptly walloped him in the nose, giving him a bloody nose. Only brothers would know that experience. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Beckett looking back, so very deliberate with 1 out. Now to the plate, and the fastball down and away. That one at 93, so that was moving. For the Upton brothers, it's understandable. They have the genes. Father Manny was a baseball, football star at Norfolk State. Later on, went on to be a coach. Kind of nice to have brothers on the team. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. There goes B.J. The off-speed pitch is late, and stealing third easily is B.J. Upton. And he picked a great pitch, a slow curveball. Butera never had a chance. So B.J. stealing third, Boss Man Jr., and now runners at first and third with 1 out. For the Braves, they are far more of a running team than the Giants. They now have 60 stolen bases. So Freddie has his ball club running, and he has certainly paid off here. First and third, 1 out, no score. A very deliberate, slow-paced first inning. Josh again, a high set up around the letters. 3-1 pitch is swung on. High fly ball to right center. Puig coming over, tagging up is B.J. Upton coming to the plate. The long throw is just missed him. And B.J.'s in there. That's exactly what the crowd wanted to see. And boy, you could hear their enthusiasm that they were going to see Puig make a great throw, and he did. He would get an awful lot of runners on that throw, but not B.J. Upton. So Upton, who has stolen 17 bases, just does beat a perfect throw to Drew Butera. Boy, what a play. And, of course, that's going to be the thing about Puig, and they're giving him a round of applause. A great throw, just a bang-bang play. Butera's tag was on Upton's back, and he was already on the plate. So it is 1-0 in favor of Atlanta. But I'll tell you what, was it Al Jolson used to say, you ain't seen nothing yet? To see Yasiel Puig play center field day in, day out, watch the wild horse running from left to right. We'll see him make some dazzling plays and great throws, and we'll see him make some plays only turned in by Yasiel Puig. Well, that was a great effort, and only the speed of Upton got him home. So now here's Evan Gattis, right-hand hitting catcher, checks up on a slow curve for ball 1. You could write a book about Evan Gattis. In fact, there's probably been a tremendous amount written about him. It's all public, so it's not as if we're prying. And although his life in the early days was a serious battle, he has overcome a lot of his devils, and here he is. The 1-0 pitch, a slow curve, and that misses. 2 balls and no strikes. They count to Evan Gattis. First of all, with Evan, well, in his first years in college, his parents worried, and that's going to be a worry for a long time for a lot of parents. They thought that he was smoking too much marijuana, and they put him in rehab. But that's just the first paragraph of the Evan Gattis story. 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3, 3-0. Evan got out of high school and decided he didn't want to play baseball. Meanwhile, his mother and dad divorced, and he got in a car, and for 3 years He was driving around the country, living out of the pickup truck, and had all kinds of jobs: a janitor, a cook, a valet, parking cars, ski lift operator. He did almost everything. 3-0 pitch coming up to Evan Gattis, and takes for ball 4. Anyway, he finally went into therapy, and they told him, "You don't have a drug habit, Evan. You're depressed." And he finally worked it out, fought his way back to baseball. Here he is in the big leagues, playing tonight, having a big year. Gattis, by the way, has a lot of power. 17 home runs, 42 runs batted in. And with everything that he's been through, I mean, guess how old he is? He's going to be 28 in the middle of August. Evan Gattis. What a story. All right, 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Atlanta. And the batter now, Chris Johnson, another power hitter. So Beckett has to be very careful. Right-handed deals, and he's low and off the plate. Ball 1. Chris Johnson, 8 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Braves out in front, 1-0 in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Johnson way out in front. 2 down, first inning. 1-0 Atlanta. Not playing tonight with a very talented outfielder, Jason Hayward. Jason had muscle spasms in the back in yesterday's game, so he's going to sit this one out. Wonderful player. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Chris. Swung on, lifted to shallow right. Backing out is Gordon, waiting, and makes the catch. So it took Beckett a while. He gave up a couple of walks, a shot off his glove, and a fly ball for a run. And at the end of half an inning, Atlanta won. Dodgers coming up. Puig to score, having stolen third base to begin with it. So 1-0 Atlanta. We'll take a look now at the Dodger lineup. No surprises. D. Gordon leading off. Yasiel Puig, then Adrian Gonzalez and Hanley Ramirez, who's been red hot. Carl Crawford and Matt Kemp, Juan Uribe, Drew Butera, and Josh Beckett. So D. Gordon will start it off, trying to get the Dodger run back against a former Dodger. Big, likable Aaron Harang. He is 6'7". Harang 4-0 in his last 6 starts. Although he is 4-6 lifetime against the Dodgers, he beat them a couple of times when he was with San Diego. And he had one game in San Diego that's truly memorable. It was at Dodger Stadium against the Padres 2 years ago, April the 13th. He struck out 9 consecutive hitters. Gordon takes a strike, so he's in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. The record of consecutive strikeouts in the National League, 10, held by Tom Seaver. Harang ready, and the strike 2 pitch fouled away off third, though the count stays 0-2. D. Gordon, as he waits at the plate, hitting .294 against a big, tough right-hander. One of the things that Harang has improved upon is not been giving up a lot of home runs, and he's gotten to be more of a ground ball pitcher. The pitch to Gordon is low, 1-2 the count. Harang this year has allowed 8 home runs, and for him at this stage of the season, that's a vast improvement. So Aaron ready, and the 1-2 pitch on the way, foul back, good fastball in on the hands. So Harang, when he was with the Dodgers, and that was back in 2010, he had 10 wins and 10 losses. Aaron, 6'7", about 260. Ready now and comes back 1-2, and that's in the dirt. And the count 2-2. Aaron, a San Diego boy, went to San Diego State. Twice he won 16 games for the Reds. And as we mentioned, 10-10 with the Dodgers. Aaron's 2-2 pitch on the way. Gordon hits a little comebacker. Aaron has it and throws him out. Nice play over at first. That ball almost got away. Let's take a look at Atlanta defensively with Freeman, La Stella, Simmons, and Johnson, with Justin Upton, B.J. Upton, and Ryan Domit in right, and Evan Gattis behind the plate. So one away in the first inning, 1-0 Atlanta. The Dodger home schedule, remember, you have Atlanta, followed the weekend with the Cubs, and then the Angels here for 2 and the Dodgers to Anaheim for 2 as Puig takes off the plate, ball 1. 1-0 to Yasiel, hitting .310, 12 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Yasiel waiting. Harang ready and comes right back over the top, snaps a fastball down and away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Aaron Hang, he studied graphic design at San Diego State. He loves to draw. That could be his future when he hangs it up. The next one is swung on and fouled away. So Puig up there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harang, who got his degree, graphic design, that's his wish, but he still has plenty left to pitch in the big leagues. 1-2 pitch, and that's in the dirt, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned he's a bit of a ground ball pitcher now. He's improved, increasing ground balls by a good 10% and dropping the number of fly balls about 23%. Puig waits now, and the 2-2 pitch on the way is taken low and away, ball 3. 3-2. So Puig, a very aggressive hitter. He's walked 46 times, however. Waits now on the 3-2 pitch, and it is swung on and line to center. Over to get it is B.J. Look out now. He makes a turn and holds on. And the throw bobbled on the infield because Puig put immediate pressure on B.J. Upton. So Yasiel Puig, a line drive single to center, and now we'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Take another look. As soon as that ball was hit and he saw B.J. having to go over to get it, Puig was thinking 2, but the ball got back to the infield and he wisely held up. The Yasiel bangs a base hit to center, and now Adrian Gonzalez. 2 Dodgers really wear out Harang. Gonzalez is hitting .412 against him with 3 home runs. Hanley Ramirez hitting .385 with 5 home runs against him, and they're back-to-back. First pitch swung on and foul back, and the count 0-1. So a clean-shaven Adrian Gonzalez. That mustache looks like a memory now. 0-1 the count. Adrian hitting .261, 15 home runs, 68 RBIs. He's been the butter and egg man. The strike 1 pitch on the way, off speed and low, going from, let's say he took 3 miles off it. 1-1 the count to Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez back up. Gaddis looking at him before setting to target for Harang. Evan waiting for the big pitcher to settle in before giving the signs. Puig short lead at first. The 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, skied, foul off third, doubtful. In fact, it's going to go back into the stands a good 5 rows. So Aaron Harang first came up. He was signed by the Texas Rangers in 1999. First came up to the big leagues with the Oakland Athletics. Then a good solid career with the Reds. Then a year with the Padres, year with the Dodgers, the Mariners, the Mets, and finally now settling in with the Braves. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Each team has won 3 straight going into the game. For the Dodgers, that's a challenge. The pitch to Adrian is low, 2-2. Believe it or not, for the Dodgers, this is their 9th time to try to win their 4th straight. Only the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks have yet to win as many as 4 straight in the majors this year. And yet, the Dodgers are sitting atop the heap. 2-2 pitch coming up to Adrian Gonzalez. Harang delivers. High fly ball to left field, but that's all it is. Justin Upton is there to put it away. So Gonzalez goes the other way. 1 down, now 2, and the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. And as we said, for Aaron Harang, talk about out of the firing pan and into the fire. Hanley Ramirez has 5 home runs against Harang. And you can bet Aaron remembers every one of them. So Hanley listening to his music, taking his time. Now the music ends and he's about ready to get in the box. Hanley batting .281, 11 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Harang looks over at Puig. Right-hander set at the belt. Very deliberate and goes over to first. Puig back on the bag. Yasiel Puig is break even. 7 stolen, caught 7. And with Hanley Ramirez, especially with Hanley's record against Harang, it would really be a surprise to see Puig go. But of course, baseball full of surprises. So Hanley waiting 1-0 Atlanta, bottom of the first inning. Harang set, another look over at Yasiel. Harang very deliberate now to the plate and works it away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday shut out the Giants 5-0. They punished Madison Bumgarner. That gave the Dodgers a 2-game lead. And in the second inning tonight, the Pirates are leaving the Giants 3-0. 1-0 Atlanta here, first inning. Harang delivers, fastball at the knees for a strike. He hits 92 on the gun. Josh Harrison led off the game with a home run against Tim Hudson on a 3-2 pitch. And in the second inning, Travis Snyder hit a 2-run home run. So the Pirates lead the Giants 3-0, second inning. Hanley waiting 1-1. Harang ready, comes back, and the pitch is low. 2-1 the count. As far as the running game is concerned, the Braves have stolen 60, and the opposition has stolen 62. Puig, however, we didn't figure would be running early in the count. Now you have a 2-1 count as D. Gordon looks on. The 2-1 pitch, Puig is not going, and the pitch is fouled away, and the count 2-2. Of course, one thing about the Gordon-Puig combination, you have Gordon, who has stolen 46 out of 56, Puig, who's break even. So 2 young men, both run exceptionally well. One is extremely successful in stealing bases, and the other is just learning. 1-0 Atlanta, bottom of the first inning. Harang hides the ball back of his right hip, now into the glove. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Hanley swings, and it's a soft line drive caught by La Stella, and that's that. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. And at the end of an inning, Atlanta won and the Dodgers nothing. Top of the second inning, 1-0 in favor of Atlanta. Ryan Domit followed by Andrelton Simmons and then Aaron Harang. Ryan takes a strike and the count 0-1. If there was ever a player who was banged up and continued to play this game, it's Ryan Domit. He takes inside, left-hand batter. If you start to call off his problems, you just won't believe it. I mean, back spasms and knee injuries, surgery on a finger, bad right elbow. He pulls one down the right field line, foul. After the right elbow, he had a strained left hamstring, did that again, and then suffered a complete tear. He also left the game. Ryan Friel was the hitter. He was catching. Friel's backswing hit him square on the left temple under the helmet. That knocked him goofy, and he was out of the game. He had a concussion test. Later on, sprained his left wrist. Then he sprained his ankle. Then, for good measure, he fractured the tip of his left thumb. Then he suffered a slight concussion, foul ball in the mask. 1-2 pitch, check swing, 2-2 the count. Then he had a fractured bone in his right wrist. He did that swinging the bat. He had a concussion for sure. He had a non-displaced fracture in his left ankle, strained the right calf. He takes inside, and for good measure, last year he was on the 7-day concussion DL. Ryan Domit. He is one tough character. Hitting left-handed, he swings and lifts it off third. Uribe crossing the line. Looks like a play. He's there to make the catch for the out. So after all of that, Domit fouls out, and we have one away. And the batter now will be Andrelton Simmons, a really terrific shortstop. Simmons, one of those fellows who makes the most exciting plays at shortstop. A fellow to keep your eye on all the time, and we will be watching him, I'm sure. In the next 3 games, we should see some of his magic. He usually is in business in the first 3 pitches. He flinches on a slow curve, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. He's from Curacao. Second-round pick only 4 years ago out of Western Oklahoma State. He takes outside, ball 2. Boy, the colleges really go after athletes. I mean, you think, here's a kid from Curacao. How in the world did he wind up going to Western Oklahoma State? Not that there's anything wrong with Western Oklahoma State, but how come? Well, the head coach at State was on a recruiting trip. Went all through the Caribbean. Got to Curacao. Next thing you know, He's a student. The pitch is inside. So where he normally is in action in the first 3 pitches, Beckett won't give him a chance, and a 3-ball, no strike count. One of the things Simmons does, and you have to wonder about that, an inscription on his glove, pitch in for a strike. Maybe we can catch it. Maybe it's still on. It used to be. On his glove was inscribed, God given. Well, when you see him defensively and make those magical plays, you agree. Fastball pulled right at Uribe. So Simmons line drive to third, and we have 2 out here in the second inning. And here's big Aaron Harang coming up. A blur right into the glove of Uribe, and 2 down. Harang has 2 hits in 36 at-bats. Struck out 16 times, so not known as a good hitting pitcher. Backs off and takes a strike, and the count 0-1. B.J. Upton, whose speed gave the Braves the run, is on deck. Strike 1 pitch is a hopper to the left of short, and by Ramirez. How do you like that? So Aaron Harang with 2 hits all year, singles to center. And the batter will be B.J. Upton. Nice stroke. The hopper right by the glove of Hanley Ramirez. 2 hits, a walk, and a run. And the Braves out in front. Harang at 6'7". Doesn't tower over Adrian, but certainly, you know, he's a far bigger man. So here's B.J. Single off Beckett's glove. Walk, stole third, and then came home on a fly ball. Tries to time a slow breaking ball, doesn't get it. 0-1 the count to B.J. B.J. Upton, originally a first-round pick by the Devil Rays. Strike 1 pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. He's 6'3" and 185 pounds, but he doesn't look that big. There isn't an ounce of fat on him. B.J. waiting, and the strike 2 pitch on the way. Beckett holding out in front of the letters. Now ready and delivers. Big sweeping breaking ball, and a 1-2 count. A note on B.J. Upton, show you how some kids are really gifted. He was throwing pitches when he was 8 years old, and they were 56 miles an hour on the speed gun for an 8-year-old. 1-2 pitch on the way. Off speed breaking ball, swung on and missed. That's all he got. And at the end of an inning and a half, Atlanta won and the Dodgers nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bottom of the second inning. Boy, it's tough to get over that. Atlanta leading the Dodgers 1-0. We'd like to thank Hyunjin Ryu, Yasiel Puig, and all the boys who put on the show on the screen. And all I can say is thank God and please God for another year. But let's get back to work now. 1-0 in favor of Atlanta. And for the Dodgers, it'll be Crawford, Kemp, and Uribe in that order. And Aaron Harang ready to go to work. Aaron's first pitch, fastball away, ball one. 1-0 the count to Crawford. Crawford feeling good, has 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, and established now in left field. The 1-0 pitch he takes off the plate, and 2-0 the count. Crawford in the past against Aaron Harang has actually never had an at-bat against him. The 2-0 pitch on the way, and Carl takes ball 3. Dodgers have had 1 base runner. Puig singled in the first inning. Aaron nods yes, and a 3-0 pitch on the way, and that's outside, ball 4. So Crawford is aboard. Dodgers, as we mentioned earlier, coming in here with a 3-game winning streak at the expense of the Giants, and trying for the 9th time to make it 4 in a row. 8 times they've gotten this close and stepped back. Matt Kemp not stepping back at all. He's been swinging the bat very well, hitting .277. He has 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in. 1-0 Atlanta. It took speed to get it, and speed usually pays off. The old story, speed never has a slump. There goes Crawford. The throw down is not in time. So Crawford feeling well, running well, and picks up his 12th stolen base. So now the Dodgers have the tying run at second base, nobody out. They pitch 1 ball and no strikes to Matt Kemp. So Crawford beats it easily. La Stella over to cover. Ball didn't get there in time. So Kemp, Uribe, and Butera trying to pick up the run against Aaron Harang. Matt waiting. Harang set. Looks back at Crawford. La Stella trying to bird dog him a little bit. 1-0 pitch is foul back, and the count to Matt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Obviously a pretty good play down below. The crowd reacting accordingly. 1 ball and 1 strike. Atlanta leading the Dodgers 1-0. To repeat, they met each other in the division series last year. Dodgers won and then moved on to St. Louis, and you know the outcome there. 1-1 pitch off speed, low and away. Ball 2. 2-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Last game against the Giants, Matt was 2 for 3, and Harang trying to battle him now. Matt on the road trip, hitting over 300. Harang, a long look, straddles the rubber. Timeout for the moment. Crawford, a terrier out there at second base, and Kemp trying to pick him up. Harang ready, very deliberate, over the top with a fastball for a strike, and the count 2-2. 90 miles an hour outside part of the plate. For Matt Kemp, of course, struggling to make contact. That's been his big problem. Kemp leading the Dodgers in strikeouts. He has struck out 94 times. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harang ready. Here he comes, and that's fouled away. Kemp had to go down to get it, and with 2 strikes he had best, because it was a borderline pitch, and he got a piece of it to foul it away. Harang made 23 pitches in the first inning. Now with the walk to Carl Crawford, he's had to work hard against Matt Kemp. Matt figures prominently in Dodger victories. 2-2 pitch on the way, off speed, hitting the air to right field. Dalmit going back on the track. It's going to hit the top of the wall and bounce into the bleachers. And the Dodgers lead 2-1. Ryan Domit went back, then turned his back to the infield, expecting to play the carom off the wall. And it hit the top of the right field wall and kicked up into the stands. For Matt, his 9th home run, 42 RBIs, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. We'll take another look not only at Matt Kemp going down to get a low curveball. It's going to hit the very top of the right field wall. It could have come back, but fate had it go up into the stands. And the Dodgers lead 2-1. Here's Uribe in for a strike. You know what we missed? I'm not sure. Did we see the bubble machine? We'll tell you more about that in between pitches. So Matt Kemp gives the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Uribe fouls it off. I guess we'll have to backtrack the tape and show you Matt entering the Dodger dugout. The other bubble machine that we had broken. Disaster. So when the Dodgers were, there's the bubbles coming out now. When the Dodgers were in San Francisco, Mitch Poole went on a hunt for a bubble machine, and he found a bigger one, a newer one, and would you believe it's in blue? And he brought it home, and we've used it tonight. Meanwhile, Uribe hits a towering foul ball. Over for it is Freddie Freeman, but no chance. Back in the stands. If you're watching on TV, you can see the Dodger blue bubble machine, the long-distance relative of Lawrence Welk. Who was Lawrence Welk, you said? Holy mackerel. 2-1 Dodgers, second inning, and Uribe waiting. Harang ready and delivers, and it's foul back. So just as we had pointed out at the start of the game, Aaron Harang has been a little bit more of a ground ball pitcher than a fly ball pitcher, just after we were such experts in talking about the fact it has cut down on his home runs. Voila. Home run, now a line drive down the line by Uribe. Over to play it is Justin Upton, and Uribe into second base standing with a double. So the Dodgers in an attack mode. Crawford walks, steals second, Kemp homers, and Uribe doubled. Nobody out. So the line drive by Uribe, a bullet down into the corner. Upton was shifting over more towards left center, so he had to come back and get it, and Uribe easily walking into second base. Uribe watching actually from second base as Upton had a little trouble, but he was in there easily. 15 doubles for Juan. And here is Butera checking in with a runner at second and nobody out. Harang ready. Aaron delivers. Fastball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Drew Butera taking over the gear from A.J. Ellis. Butera in his 42nd game has 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Harang snaps a good fastball, swung on and missed, and they count 1-1. For Butera, a tough job, as the same for Harang, but at least Harang has a rhythm going. Butera as a backup catcher gets in once a week. Tough to play and hard to play when you don't have a chance to play. AJ talking to Adrian right now on the railing in the Dodger dugout. 1-1 the count to Drew Butera. Butera's last game was last Wednesday in Pittsburgh, so you talk about being rusty. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Drew looks, and that's a strike, and the count 1-2. Butera is a winning catcher. When he is behind the plate, the Dodger record is 22-15. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harang ready. Big right-hander delivers on the hands. Little ground ball wide of first to Freeman. Freddie will take it to the bag. And moving to third is Uribe with 1 out. So with the Dodgers leading 2-1, Josh Beckett coming up. Josh Beckett has 3 sacrifices, if you're thinking possible squeeze. The fellow who is a very good bunter is the pitcher, Aaron Harang, who has 7 sacrifices this year. So Beckett checking in. He has 4 hits. Interestingly enough, 3 doubles of the 4 hits. The infield is up. Simmons, however, back a wee bit. And Josh takes a look and pays the price. No balls and 1 strike the count. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Atlanta. Josh a long look at Lorenzo Bundy, who then relays whatever to Juan Uribe. Harang looks at Uribe, comes to the plate, swung on and foul back. Uribe does not have a stolen base. And now with 2 strikes on Beckett, pretty good chance he can forget all about the squeeze, if indeed there was even a thought of it. Dodgers 2, Braves 1, bottom of the 2nd inning. Harang, another look over at Uribe, big right-hander delivers, and it's fouled away. The Dodger homestand starts off on a high note with the Atlanta Braves. The Cubs will be here for the weekend. Then the Dodgers really begin a tough stretch. They have 2 games with the Angels here. They have 2 games with the Angels in Anaheim, and then they go to Milwaukee for 3 and 4 in Atlanta. Strike 2 pitch to Beckett is hit in the air, foul off to the right. So Josh is still there. No balls and 2 strikes. So the Braves got a run in the 1st inning. Upton BJ singled off the glove of Beckett. Was walked to 2nd on LaStella's walk. Stole 3rd. Scored barely on a fly ball to center field to Yasiel Puig. And Kemp is just homered with a man aboard. Beckett, meanwhile, takes off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Harang looks in again. Beckett a long look at Lorenzo Bundy, who again goes over to say something to Uribe. They've not called for a pitch out, so they don't believe it's going to happen. The 1-2 pitch swung on, ground ball smothered by LaStella to make the play, and Uribe had to hold at 3rd. Tommy LaStella makes a big play at 2nd base, and holding is Uribe. That saved a run, and it'll bring up D. Gordon. Wonderful play by Tommy LaStella. Can't help but thinking, and I'm not making fun of him at all, but the Braves had Dan Uggla, who sparkled at 2nd base after doing the same with the Florida Marlins, and suddenly Uggla just lost everything. Hit 179 for the Braves, went to the minor leagues. The Giants brought him up, and Dan Uggla was very problematic on the Giant defensive alignment during the 3 games. Made a couple of errors, just didn't look sure of himself at all, and all that comes back after watching him play so well, then go downhill, and then see his replacement, Tommy LaStella, come up with a big play. A stellar play. And with 2 down, 1 ball and no strikes, Gordon fouls it away, and a 1 ball, 1 count. 2 out, bottom of the 2nd, the game being played at a leisurely pace. Beautiful evening, 76 degrees, barely a breeze, not even a zephyr. Flags hanging limply in center field. And the 1-1 pitch, fastball grounded to the hole, backhanded by Simmons, guns it. Nice pick by first baseman Freddie Freeman, and that's the inning. So the Dodgers waste the double, but they didn't waste the home run by Kemp. Matt Kemp, following the walk to Crawford and a stolen base, hits one off the top of the right field wall. He had to go down to hit a curveball, and he had just enough to clear it. And the Dodgers at the end at 2, leading 2-1. sunset time in Los Angeles, and the pitch by Josh Beckett to start the third. A little high to Estrella, and then dips in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Tommy made that big play to take a hit and a run away from the Dodgers. Now leading off and takes off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jersey's own Tommy La Stella. Beckett back with a pitch fouled away, and the count 1-2. And looking at Harang, he's had to work hard in 2 innings. Aaron Harang has made 51 pitches. Beckett made 44, the one reason that the first 2 innings took a while. 1-2 the count to La Stella, then Freeman and Justin Upton, and the next one fouled away. Beckett, of course, more guile than speed. Josh with 99 strikeouts, and his 1-2 pitch off the plate, 2-2. Because talking about strikeouts, when the Dodgers and Braves played in the division series last year, the Braves struck out 42 times. There's a line drive base hit into left field. So Beckett is battling and gives up a hit opening up the 3rd inning. And now Freddie Freeman.
First baseman, number 5.
They tell you about Freddie being in a slump, and the numbers say he's in a slump, but it's one of those, oh really, look out. Freddie hitting .282, 14 home runs, 57 runs batted in. We told you about the great eye that he has. Last year, he was just dynamite in clutch situations. Left-hand bat awaiting. Freddie pulls one foul, and the count no balls and 1 strike. Freeman last year, with runners in scoring position and 2 out, all he did was hit .426. RBIs with 2 out in the clutch, 45. So Freddie, a wonderful hitter, 2-time All-Star, and he's just starting out. The strike 1 pitch on the way to Freddie, and he takes high and away. One other note last year, Freeman with runners on hit .370. So, I mean, you're looking at a young fella just starting out in the big leagues, really. Oh yes, he's been with the Braves since 2010, but he's really coming into his own. 1-1 pitch fouled away. Freddie's mother, Rosemary, died of melanoma back in 2000. That left her husband Fred to raise 3 boys, 16, 13, and 10. And Freddie was the 10-year-old, and his father worried, being the youngest, he felt he needed more attention than the others, because he gave them all as much as he could, but maybe Freddie a little bit more. And what he did was a rather remarkable thing. 1-2 pitch, inside, 2-2. His father is an accountant in Villa Park. He would wait and take his lunch breaks until 5 minutes to 2. That's when Freddie would be getting out of school. He would pick Freddie up, take him to Handy Park, and for the next hour, instead of having lunch, he'd pitch strikes to Freddie. Then, after the lunch hour went by, his dad and young Freddie would go to the dad's office. Had to be a little hungry. Freeman, meanwhile, high fly ball to right center, deep. That goes Puig to the wall. It is gone. So Freddie Freeman does the thing that you expect him to do. He's not going to stay in his slump very long. It's a 2-run home run that turns it around, and now the Braves are out in front, 3-2. So all those lunch hour batting practices tossed by his dad, all the lunches that his father gave up to pitch to him, it pays off. And right now it was a breaking ball. The break got it down to about the knees, and Freddie got all of it. Freddie is certainly big enough. He's 6'5" and a good 225. So Freeman hits it out. That would be, for Freeman, his 15th home run. He has 59 runs batted in. And just like that, Atlanta leads 3-2. Pitch swung on and missed by Justin Upton, who had the scoring fly ball in the first inning. The sacrifice to Puig, with his brother tagging up and just beating the throw to the plate. 0-1 to count. Beckett ready, comes back with an off-speed pitch, fouled at the plate. So Atlanta leads 3-2. The Pirates are leading the Giants 3-1 in the third inning. Michael Morse homered for the Giants. By the way, for Michael, his first home run at home in 37 games. The pitch up and hit late, but he grounds it by the diving Hanley Ramirez, and Justin is aboard. Boy, he's strong. That pitch was almost by him, and the wrists just snapped at it, and he was able to pull it into the hole for the base hit. It's almost there, and then look at that. That top hand rolled. He hits it to the hole. Hanley drives but can't do it. So it's 3-2 Atlanta. They have Justin Upton at first, nobody out, and Evan Gattis, a home run hitter, coming up. Don't mess around with Atlanta. They have 88 home runs. That's 10 more than the Dodgers. And here's Gattis. We told you his story. 17 home runs, 42 RBIs. Another fella coming into his own. And the pitch to Evan, a scrambling block by Butera. 1 ball and no strikes. The Upton boys, BJ has stolen 17. Justin has stolen 7 out of 8. So either one or both get aboard. You certainly have your hands full. Three runs, 5 hits for Atlanta. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Beckett high set. There goes Justin. The pitch outside. The throw, a good one. Got him. Oh, what a play by Drew Butera. Drew Butera got a good pitch to handle, and then he just threw a blur down to second base. It was outside. He backhanded, and the throw to D. Gordon was in plenty of time. That's only the second time this year that Justin Upton has been nailed. So that's the only out in the inning. Now the pitch, a strike to Gattis, and a 2-1 count. So Justin Upton goes back, sits down. Drew Butera quietly goes back to work. 2-1 pitch on the way is fouled off. 2-2. If you joined us a little late, B.J. Upton singled off Beckett's glove, took second on a walk to La Stella, promptly stole third, and scored on a fly ball to center. Puig just missed getting B.J. at the plate. Dodgers then had Matt Kemp homer with a man aboard. There's a ground ball wide to third. Uribe bobbles. It's picked up by Hanley, who throws late. So we'll see. That's a play that Uribe makes 99 out of 100 times. But the important thing, he didn't make it that time. So the error charge to Uribe. Evan Gattis is aboard, and Chris Johnson will be coming up. One of the improvements for the Dodgers has been defensively. That'll be the 63rd error. One away, Chris Johnson checking in, popped up in his only at bat. Chris takes low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Braves trying to cut down on their strikeouts. So far, Freeman struck out in the first inning, and B.J. Upton struck out in the second. 1 ball and no strikes. Beckett comes back, tries to sneak one in there, but it's off the plate. 2-0 the count. Last year, the Braves were a strikeout team, tied for the Mets for the most in the league. Chris Johnson waiting. Beckett decides to go to first. When the Dodgers come up, they'll be at the top of the order with Puig in the bottom of the third. Josh ready. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way. Johnson looks, pays the price, and the count 2-1. Greinke and Wood tomorrow night in game 2 of the 3-game series. Dodgers, of course, will be relying on Greinke and Kershaw especially to try and win at least 2 out of 3. Next one is swung on and missed. Johnson looked like he tried to uppercut it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Greinke and Kershaw in slight conversation in the dugout. 2-2. Beckett again setting high up around the letters. Back with a pitch low, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Chris Johnson, and it was kind of overlooked, on deck is Ryan Doumit. But remember the Justin Upton deal from Arizona that brought Martin Prado to Arizona. They kind of forgot about Chris. He swings, fouls it away, still up there 3-2. But he is a good, solid player. He's a chip off the old block. He's the son of a former big leaguer, Ron Johnson, who the last we checked was the first base coach for the Boston Red Sox. Chris actually was drafted by the Red Sox, but he took a scholarship and went to Stetson University in Florida. 3-2 pitch on the way. Beckett ready, comes to his hitter way off the plate. So now he's in some trouble, and it's a very troublesome inning. I mean, it started with La Stella getting a base hit to left field. Freeman then hit the home run. Then Upton singled by Ramirez. Then Gaddis reached on the error, and then Johnson walks. So Beckett has made 70 pitches, and he's spinning his wheels here in the 3rd inning. He needed some help. He didn't get it. The error by Uribe hurt him. So Rick Honeycutt is on the phone, and in a moment there'll be some action down in the Dodger bullpen. Remember the last time that Beckett pitches, and he's not 100%. Will be the last one to use it as an excuse. But we do know he's hurting. And his last time out, he went 3 2/3 innings. He hasn't gone 7 since June. And now let's see. Honeycutt is going out to talk to him. 2 on, 1 out, 3-2 Atlanta. For the Braves in 1-run games, they are 17-15. For the Dodgers in 1-run games, they are 18-15. So there's really not much to choose between Freddie and Don. Freddie Gonzalez, he's a wonderful story all by himself. Freddie knows all about the young Cuban boys who had to escape. He actually, along with his family, boarded a freedom flight from Cuba just after Christmas in 1966. Freddie doesn't remember anything really about it. He was only 3 years old at the time, but he certainly was puzzled. Why in the world is my family leaving? Well, they left to get a better future. And his mom was a teacher in Cuba, and bless her heart, she went to school all over again and became a teacher over here. He was drafted by the Yankees out of high school. Freddie Gonzalez, very, very popular. And Freddie has his club leading 3-2, and the first pitch now to Ryan Doumit is ball 1, 1-0. Doumit fouled out in the 2nd inning. I will just tell you, he's the fellow with all the injuries. I wouldn't dare read that all over again. 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan. Beckett comes back, and it's swung on and missed. 1-1. So Josh Beckett trying to battle his way out. Jamie Wright is throwing behind him in the Dodger bullpen. 2 on, 1 out, 2 runs in. Braves lead 3-2, top of the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Beckett sets. Here he comes. Swung on and missed. Pretty good fastball at 92. So every now and then he's able to really get that pitch to move in a hurry. But he's also made 73 pitches. Ryan Doumit was a 2nd-round pick from the Pirates. He was from a little town, Moses Lake, in Washington. 1-2 pitch to Ryan. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. comebacker, barehanded by Beckett, doesn't know what to do with it and throws to first. It is rare that you will see a veteran pitcher be rattled, and Josh Beckett was thoroughly rattled. All he had to do, since he barehanded the ball, was throw to second, and he gets a double play. For some reason, he started to throw to third. So there's the bare hand, looks at second, looks at third, and lost both plays. So now let's see whether he is badly hurt by that misjudgment. So Beckett rattled, not sure what to do. And of course, all veteran players always think ahead. So the veteran pitcher like Beckett would normally say, if the ball's hit back to me, what am I going to do with it? The ball was hit back to him, and he didn't have an idea. Big surprise. So they're going to walk Simmons and try to get out of the inning against Aaron Harang with 2 out. Of course, the last guy in the world who expected a throw was Juan Uribe at third base. I mean, on a comebacker to the box, your first play is to second. Uribe was startled. There was no play at third. All right, here's Aaron Harang. Beckett trying to use him and get out of a jam. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-2 Atlanta. And Josh's breaking ball in for a strike on a half swing, and the count 0-1. So Harang singled sharply to the left of Hanley Ramirez for a base hit, only his third base hit of the year. Now the strike one pitch is foul back. You know how we tell you about hitters who are so good. We finished singing the praises of Freddie Freeman last year with runners in scoring position. It should be duly noted Aaron Hang is 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position. Part of the credentials of a major league pitcher. Still got to get him. No balls and 2 strikes. Beckett ready. Pitch is swung on, hit in the air to shallow right. Going out is Gordon, one-handing it. Adrian Gonzalez alongside of him. That thing almost dropped in. But it was an almost inning as Beckett finally gets out of it, but not before he gives up 2, and the Braves lead 3-2. Kids to Dodger Stadium Sunday. Dodgers and Cubs, and the first 15,000 ticketed kids 14 and under in attendance receive their own Dodgers back to school backpacks. Compliments of popsicle. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. Wow, Sunday, August the 3rd. Young man, and especially you fellas, we've got backpacks for you and a chance to start off school on a high note. It is so good to see the kids here with their dreams. You hope that some of them come. Well, now we're looking at a young lady, 4 years old, chocolate ice cream, a big spoon, mom on her phone. There's a big surprise. Is that modern design? The child with ice cream and mom with the cell phone. And we go to the bottom of the third, 3-2, and Yasiel Puig taking a pitch low, ball 1. Puig followed by Gonzalez and then Ramirez. Yasiel hitting .312, 12 home runs. Swings, strokes one to right center, and that's going to land and go to the wall. Playing it off the wall, it's B.J. Upton, and into second base with a double goes Yasiel Puig. So he is 2 for 2 tonight for Puig, his 29th double. He also has 8 triples and 12 home runs. He is without a doubt as exciting a player as we have seen in anybody's uniform in quite a while. And it figures, barring injury, he's only going to get better. Everything he does, muscle in movement, symmetry in motion, and a nice easy slide into second base. So the tying run is out there with Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Crawford trying to pick him up. And you certainly get the feeling that the starting pitchers are just getting by, and you wonder just how long they can just get by. It's 3-2. We've had over 132 pitches made, and we're only in the third inning. Beckett has made 81 pitches in 3 innings. 51 pitches made by Harang in the first 2 innings. So Adrian trying to pick up Puig. Dodgers left him at first base in the first inning. Harang ready, off speed, big high change out of the strike zone. Braves got a run in the first inning. Kemp hit a 2-run home run for the Dodgers. And then Freddie Freeman hit a 2-home run for the Braves. So it's 3-2 Atlanta. One ball and no strikes. Off speed, high again. 2-0 the count, Adrian. Looking to see Lorenzo Bundy busy trying to shepherd that wide horse out there at second base. Simmons, the shortstop for the Braves, directly behind Puig, trying to take a step away from him. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, little flare into shallow left. Simmons goes out and makes the catch. So Adrian Gonzalez, a little fly ball. Simmons runs it down. 1 away.
Shortstop number 13, Ramirez.
So the Gold Glove, I wonder if we could spot that glove. It used to have God given on it. Maybe somewhere along in the 3-game series we'll pick it up. But you can see he just goes after the ball. He's not worrying about crashing into Justin Upton. The concentration is always remarkable, watching an infielder go out and knowing that the outfielder is charging in. So 1 away. Here's Hanley Ramirez. So far, Harang has done very well against 2 hitters who have really given him a bad time. That's Gonzalez with 3 home runs and Ramirez with 5 against Harang. Hanley 0 for 1. Lined out. It was a great diving stop by Tommy La Stella. La Stella also made a very good play on the ball hit by Beckett. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Hanley swings, pops it in the air, foul. Coming over is Gaddis and has to watch it land on the other side of the screen. Hanley, I think, a little annoyed at himself. Usually when you see a hitter foul a pitch and act annoyed, you get the idea that he felt that was a pitch he should drive. That was a pitch he should have hit. It's one thing, he will not be annoyed if he drills one but foul. But fouling it off the other way, that's an insult to himself. So 1-1 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Very light breeze blowing from left to right. 3 runs, 5 hits for Atlanta. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Tying run at second and Puig with 1 out. 1-1 pitch. Hanley takes inside under the hands. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sitting behind Hanley Ramirez, Carl Crawford, who walked and stole a base in the second inning. (3-2) Braves. Again, Harang very deliberate. The pitch to Hanley squirted wide of first to Freeman. He'll take it to the bag. Over to third goes Puig. So the Dodgers left Uribe, remember. He doubled with nobody out, and they left him in the second inning. Now they have Puig at third. Ramirez leaves him. The Uribe knows all about that. And the batter will be Carl Crawford trying to pick him up. In watching Gonzalez and Ramirez, 2 fellas who have really worn out Harang in the past, you would never know that. Not their at-bats tonight. Gonzalez, lazy fly ball to left and popped to short. Ramirez, little soft line drive to La Stella, and a little squirt job off the end of the bat to Freddie Freeman. So Harang has personally climbed 2 very big mountains so far. Here's Crawford trying to get Puig home. Aaron ready and delivers. Sliced foul down the line out of play. The all-important thing, every time there's a runner at third, you wonder about the pitcher and wild pitches. And it should duly be noted in the minutes of the meeting that Aaron Harang has had 8 wild pitches. Ocho. 0-2. And Crawford strikes out. So Aaron Harang really hanging in there. Dodgers blow a golden chance to tie up the game. And at the end of 3, it's the Braves 3 and the Dodgers 2. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. To the 4th inning we go. The Dodgers lead Yasiel Puig, who has a single and a double, especially a leadoff double in the 3rd inning with Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Crawford. The numbers 3, 4, and 5 hitters, and they couldn't hit the ball out of the infield. So Aaron Harang is tough. The Braves lead 3-2, and B.J. Upton fouls a pitch back 0-1. Upton played a big part of the game already in the first inning. An infield single, took second on a walk, stole third, and scored on a fly ball to center. Puig making a great throw, and Upton's speed just did beat it. You know, it was great here in the ballpark. When the ball was hit to Puig, the entire ballpark, you could feel the people. Oh, this is going to be great. And it was great. And Upton just did beat the throw. Ground ball to Uribe. One away. Here's the play if you weren't with us. There's the fly ball from one brother. And here comes the other on the throw, and he just got in there. So Puig, as you know, has a great arm, and only someone who runs as fast as BJ was able to beat him. But what a feeling in the park when that ball went in the air. It was great. Tommy La Stella takes ball one. Tommy walks, single to left. Took a base hit away from Josh Beckett. Had the ball gone through, the Dodgers would have tied up the game in the second inning. Then the Dodgers left Puig opening up the third inning. Waste not, want not. So the Braves lead 3-2. Fouled away. 2-1. Greinke tomorrow night and Kershaw the following night. Tried to get it and did. 92-mile-an-hour fastball just on the outside corner. 2-2 to Josh. Still 2-2. The Atlanta Braves had an extremely colorful owner. There aren't very many owners who are considered colorful. Oh, you could say George Steinbrenner, and certainly Bill Veeck, the great showman. The Dodgers had a very colorful owner, Larry McPhail, way back when. That's a shot into the gap in right center. Puig running it down. Estella runs very well. He's into second base with a double. Anyway, what I was going to talk about for the moment is one of the gimmicks, Ted Turner, who was the owner of the Atlanta Braves. He bought the club in 1976. And you know how players have nicknames. In Brooklyn, they really had nicknames. They would put nicknames up on the scoreboard. I mean, they wouldn't put the player's last name. They'd have, Pee Wee, Campy, Duke, Gill. They would have a Scoonge. And if you didn't know, you'd say Scoonge. Say, yeah, that means snail. And he was a slow base runner. Anyway, Ted Turner decided, you know what? Instead of putting their last names on the jersey, why don't we put their nickname? 1 ball and no strike. Yeah. Nicknames. Andy Messersmith, who had pitched for the Dodgers, was one of baseball's first free agents, and he signed a large contract with the Braves. I mean, a lot of money, especially back in 1976. Little flare, a hopper, backhanded by Hanley. His throw, however, is not in time. So a looping single, Estella holding at second, and we can take another look. A left-hand hitter meets the play. Otherwise, Hanley Ramirez would have made a dazzling throw, and you have to believe there can't be anything wrong with that right shoulder when he can make a play like that. So Freeman, an infield single. First and second, 1 out, and Justin Upton coming up. In the third inning, Justin Upton, who had the sacrifice fly in the first inning, singled by Ramirez on a no-ball 2-strike count. 0-2. He's hitting .387. And 0-2, you figure the hitter is really in a hole. But the other way with him. Only Jason Worth of the Washington Nationals is hitting better on an 0-2 count. Jason is hitting .417. You know what the average batting average is for a hitter in the major leagues with the count no balls and 2 strikes? 149. So here's Justin, nubs it. Beckett picks it up, goes to first. Runners move along. 2 down here in the 4th inning. And the batter is Evan Gattis, who walked and then reached on the error by Uribe. Well, where were we? We're talking about uniforms and the Atlanta Braves and Ted Turner. Messersmith signed a deal, and Ted Turner was in the cable television business, and his television station in Atlanta was Channel 17. So when Andy Messersmith signed that big contract, he wanted to put uniform number 17 with the nickname Channel on it. Fly ball to right, late start out there, but coming up to get it is Matt Kemp. So the Dodgers dodge a bullet here. And at the end of 3.5 innings, 3-2 Atlanta. A minute. It's kind of intriguing what Ted Turner did. Now the Braves knew Major League Baseball would step in and stop Messersmith from wearing Channel 17 on his jersey. But Turner knew, number one, it would generate publicity. Messersmith kept wearing 17, but the nickname changed from Channel to Bluto. Well, the other Braves in 1976 began to wear their nicknames on the jersey. For instance, Adrian Devine, well, his nickname was Bing in honor of the Cardinals general manager. There was a catcher, Vic Correll. On his shirt it said Bird Dog because he loved hunting. Big pitcher Bruce Del Canton, his name was Prof. He came across as very professional and players called him Professor. Phil Necro had that great knuckleball. So on the back of his shirt, it said Nuxie. And it went on and on. Here's Matt Kemp. Ball 1. Now, infielder Marty Perez, his nickname was Taco. Players called him that. A former Dodger, Jerry Royster, he was called Jay Bird. And they had all of this on and on and on. Instead of last names, nicknames. 1 and 1. Well, eventually, the Braves abandoned the nickname jerseys by the All-Star break. How did they finish in the National League West? They finished 6th among 6 teams. The nicknames for such a position is called the cellar. But that's That's just one of the stories about Ted Turner. Meanwhile, line drive, base hit to left. So the Dodgers, for the third inning in a row, have gotten the leadoff man aboard. Crawford walked in the second inning. Puig doubled in the third. And now Matt singles, opening up the fourth. Josh Beckett, by the way, in his 4 innings, has made 95 pitches. So you know Josh is not going to be around too much longer, but he does put the helmet on. And Juan Uribe, who doubled, and the Dodgers left him at third, coming up. Strike. Uribe came into the game hitting .301, though he's now batting .304 thanks to his double. Both teams have had ample opportunity to score a bunch. Each team 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Dodgers not in that spot yet. Matt Kemp over at first. Kemp is a break-even base stealer as he chats with Freddie Freeman. 5 and 5. Yasiel Puig 7 for 7. Bad ball, and Uribe trying to go the other way. Comes up and misses, and down he goes. So 1 away, and the catcher, Drew Butera, coming up.
Drew Butera.
Aaron Harang, like Beckett, is not going to overpower people, but he does have 2 strikeouts. Butera grounded out to Freddie Freeman, and Beckett is on deck. Pretty good fastball at 92. Jamie Wright up again. So you start to see Wright up. If Butera gets something done, keeps the inning alive, there's already 1 out. Beckett would be on the edge, coming out for a hitter. Remember, he's made 95 pitches in only 4 innings. Mattingly on the rail with Tim Wallach. One and one. In thinking about Beckett and his pitch count of 95, his last game he made only 69, the game before 82, and the game before that only 79. So he's pushing it a little. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Harang with a good fastball. 1 and 2 the count. Each team with a 3-game winning streak, and remember the Dodgers trying to make it 4 straight for the 9th time. So Butera, down he goes following Uribe. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 strikeouts in the game for Harang, and that means with 2 out they'll let Beckett hit.
Number 61, Josh Beckett.
Beckett hit one towards the hole. It looked like it was going to be a base hit. It would have scored Uribe. But Tommy La Stella, the second baseman, made a wonderful smothering stop and threw to first. Oh and 1. .75 pitches made by Aaron Harang. So with 95 made by Beckett. We've had 170 pitches, and we're not through the 4th inning. Strike on the corner. 1 and 2. (3-2) Atlanta on 7 hits. Dodgers 2 runs on 5 hits. Sliced foul down the line, out of play. Kemp at first, 2 out, 1-2 the count to Beckett. Ground ball up the middle, and there's Simmons. He'll go to first low. Nice pick by Freeman. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left, and we've made it through 4 with Atlanta leading 3-2. And the Cubs at 7:10. After the game, fans are invited down on the field. Enjoy a Friday night fireworks show. Music from the decades presented by Denny's. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. (3-2) Atlanta. For the Braves, it'll be Chris Johnson, followed by Ryan Dolmet, and then Andrelton Simmons. And for Beckett, the pitch count now will really be important. You'd have to go back to June 26th. He made 107 pitches. June 21st, he made 102. When he pitched his no-hitter against Philadelphia, that was May the 25th. He made 128 pitches in that game. That's a strike. 0-1. Chris popped up and walked. 0 for 1, hitting .275. Sliced foul. That'll go back into the stands. For Chris Johnson, who came over in the deal with Justin Upton, he had a huge assignment. Maybe you forgot. When they made the deal, they asked Chris Johnson to pick up where Chipper Jones left off. And he's doing a pretty good job at that. So Chris singles to right, 1 for 2 plus a walk. And the batter now will be Ryan Dolmet. Won't take long for the Dodgers to get somebody up now after 96 pitches. And the batter, Dolmet, and you can see Don Mattingly talking to Honeycutt, and Jamie Wright for the 3rd time will get up. Oh and 1. Ryan has fouled out, hit back to the box, 0 for 2. Johnson 3 for 3 in stolen bases, so he has some speed. Held on by Adrian. 1 ball and 1 strike. You can see the third inning had to take a lot out, 37 pitches, including a 2-run home run. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball 2. Beckett facing Domit. You may remember Ryan came here with the Pirates. He was a catcher, playing a lot of right field now. Pretty valuable, a switch hitting catcher who can play the outfield. And of course, the one reason I'm sure he would be in the lineup tonight is the fact that Jason Hayward, with back problems, not in the lineup. 3-1 the count, and Beckett now is right up there at 102 pitches, so you could say he's hanging on. Three balls, 1 strike. And Andrelton Simmons waiting on deck. Little dribbler. Fair or foul. It's a fair ball, so Gonzalez goes to the bag. The first base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, really couldn't see fair or foul because of Gonzalez. So it was the plate umpire, Mike Estabrook, who just followed up the line and made the call. So on that ground ball to Gonzalez, 1 away, the batter, Simmons, and Johnson at second base. Josh Beckett tonight has struggled with control. It's not only reflected in your scorebook. He began by walking La Stella in the first inning, then Gaddis in the first inning, then Johnson in the third inning, and Simmons intentionally for the fourth walk. He has faced 25 batters, and 9 of them had a 3-ball count. 0-1. And that's probably stroked into left center. So Beckett gives it up. The ball's going to go all the way to the wall. Into second base goes Simmons, and a run picked up by the Braves.
Pitcher number 34, Aaron Herrera.
So for Beckett, he went out there on a high wire act. You knew he wasn't going to be around very long. And the leadoff single, and with a runner at second and 1 out, Simmons drives one for a double, and that will do it. Beckett will be coming out. For the Dodgers, of course, you could be saying, well, you knew Beckett was struggling. Why didn't you walk Simmons and take your chances with Harang? But then you still had B.J. Upton, so that'll be enough for Josh Beckett. He made 105 pitches, and we'll be right back. At the city where his father became a 3-time All-Star with the Pirates. Don't miss this new episode of Backstage Dodgers Thursday at 5 p.m. right here on Sportsnet LA. Four to 2 in favor of Atlanta. Jamie Wright warmed up 3 times and they finally came to get him. Josh Beckett gave it his best shot, made 105 pitches. As we mentioned, had 3 ball counts on 9, walked 4. He was fighting it and finally gives up a key run here in the 5th inning. So Jamie Wright is brought in to face Aaron Harang. Simmons at second, 1 out. Wright ready. Here he comes. 0-1. Chris Johnson, we mentioned earlier, 3 for 3 in stolen bases. But with only 1 out, you wouldn't expect him to gamble. Assuming Harang will make out, you still have B.J. Upton on deck. 0-1. And another strike, 0-2. For Jamie Wright, with a record of 3-2 in his 39th game. No balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, so that takes care of Harang, who had singled and popped up and is 1 for 3. So 2 out. And now B.J. Upton singled, scored a run in the 1st inning, struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. Take a look at Jamie Wright. B.J. Upton is 5 for 12. That's a .417 batting average with a home run against Jamie Wright. Two out. Simmons at second. 4-2 Atlanta. 5th inning. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of this 5th, Gordon, Puig, and Gonzalez. Perfectly placed fastball. 1-1 to count. Jamie Wright's last game was Wednesday in Pittsburgh. One and one. Inside corner. BJ didn't think so. 1-2 the count. Mike Estabrook is the plate umpire as Josh Beckett looks on. Mike's a young umpire in his 3rd year. Born in Florida. One and two. 2-2. Jamie Wright has done a very good job, but especially his ability to get left-handers out. Left-handers are hitting 173 against Jamie Wright. He's inherited 25 runners and he has left 15 of them. Fouled away. B.J. Upton playing because Jason Hayward is not playing. Upton has struggled with runners in scoring position and 2 out. Under those conditions, he's hitting just 154. Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul back. So Jamie has made 9 pitches, 7 out of 9 for strikes, trying to get BJ and get the game into the bottom of the 5th inning. Boy, what a night in the ballpark. 76 degrees when the game started, and it feels like it's been holding at that. 3-2 the count. Left-hand hitter on deck, Tommy La Stella. La Stella, the young second baseman, battling for a perfect night. He has a walk, a single, and a double, and he took a run away from the Dodgers, taking a hit away from Beckett in the 2nd inning. 3-2. Got him. So BJ was going to first. Instead, he'll be going back to center field. Upton called out on strikes. 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. And it's 4-2 Atlanta.
The dealers.
Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is driven by your Southern California Mazda dealers. Dodgers coming up, bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2 Atlanta. It'll be D. Gordon, Yasiel Puig, and then Adrian Gonzalez. And if anybody gets aboard, Hanley Ramirez. Certainly somewhat of a surprise tonight. The Dodgers figured to make some noise against Aaron Harang, especially Gonzalez and Ramirez. And he has shut them down, and they've each come up with a runner in scoring position. And Gordon's going to foul it away. No balls and 1 strike. We told you that the Pirates are leading the Giants 3-1. The Pirates shut the Giants out yesterday 5-0. Remember, the Giants started out 22-9 at home. They really looked almost unbeatable. Well, since then, they've gone losing 20 of the last 26 games at AT&T Park. A bunt. Charging, bare hand, Johnson makes the play. Big league, effortlessly, 1 away. So nice play by Chris. And the batter will be Yasiel Puig. Now the Pirates are going in the opposite direction of the Giants. The Pirates started the season overall 10-18. And boy, have they picked up speed. The Pirates right now have gone 46-31 since that slow start. And the Pirates are now leading the Giants 3-1 in the 7th inning. Pirates began the night 2 games back of Milwaukee. Dodgers began the night 2 games in front of the Giants. And Atlanta began the night a half a game behind Washington. 1 ball and no strikes. Bounce that fastball. 2-0. Puig singled and doubled. His single slightly towards left center, and the double to right center. So B.J. Upton plays him a bit towards right center. 2-0. 3-0. Three and one. Yasiel hitting .314, 2 for 2 against Harang. And that's going to be hit in that right center field area. So he's going to have his second double unless he's thinking 3. And he is thinking 3. And he is safe at third with a triple. Oh, he is really worth the money, isn't he? Wow. So he has a single, a double, and a triple. So for Yasiel Puig, he has 29 doubles, 9 triples, and 12 home runs. And once he saw that ball hugging the wall, he decided to take off. Upton's had some trouble picking that ball up. Justin did in left field. BJ just did then. Look at Kemp cheerleading. So the tying run is at third. Well, not the tying run anymore. Tying run's at the plate as Puig comes in with the triple. Amazing player. And just starting out. Oh, and 1 to count to Adrian, who normally beats up on Harang, as does Ramirez. So the negative part of the story is the inability of Gonzalez and Ramirez to do anything against a fella they normally hit, and hard. And Adrian's now in a hole, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's going to go in the gap. That will get to the track. Backhanded. Puig scores. Adrian on his way with a double. And now it's 4-3 Atlanta. And the Dodgers again have a tying run in scoring position. So again, either Gonzalez or Ramirez comes up with a man in scoring position. High fastball, a dangerous pitch, and Adrian shows why. It's finally backhanded by Domit. But Adrian into second base. Puig is home. It's 4-3 Atlanta, 1 out. 0-1. Hanley going down like a folding chair. Oh, and 1. Looked like it got him right on the instep. Yeah, right there. Instep or heel. Take your pick. No balls and 1 strike. (4-3) Atlanta, but we're only in the 5th inning. Gets away. Gonzalez didn't see it right away, so he had to hold on. Gaddis able to block it as it dribbled off to the right. Pitch gets, but Adrian didn't see, and then by the time he did, he had nowhere to go. So 1 out. Gonzalez at second base. 4-3 Atlanta. Braves led 1-0. Dodgers led 2-1. Braves led 3-2, 4-2, now 4-3. 1-2. Four runs, 9 hits for Atlanta. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman, a 2-run home run for Atlanta. Matt Kemp, a 2-run home run for the Dodgers. Ground ball, but right at the shortstop. Bad throw. And a nice play by Freeman. And of course, with the ball hit ahead of him, Gonzalez had nowhere to go.
Left fielder, number 3.
Though Simmons making a bad throw on a routine ground ball. Sometimes I guess you just don't throw it over there. And Freddie, good save. So 2 down, and here's Carl Crawford. So Ramirez has come up 3 times with men on base and has failed to hit the ball out of the infield. So it's been a tough night for Hanley. Against a pitcher he normally wears out. And ball 1. Remember, we told you before the game about the fact that Hanley Ramirez had 5 home runs against Aaron Harang. He was hitting .385 against him, and he has had 1 frustrating night. Off speed, that's going to tie it up. So here comes Adrian on a long single, and we have a 4-4 tie. Crowd's got to love it. You know, years ago, they did a survey amongst thousands and thousands of fans. What's the ideal game? What's the most exciting game? And the most exciting game, according to the majority of those polls, is where the home team scores a run in the bottom of the 9th inning and defeats the visiting team 6-5. That was always supposed to be the ideal game. Well, this one's building up to that. 4-4. Crawford a threat to steal, and Matt Kemp at the plate. In the dirt. Ball 1. They're going to get somebody up in the Braves bullpen. David Hale, a right-hander. So with 1 out, Puig tripled. Gonzalez doubled him in. With 2 out, Crawford singles home Gonzalez. Harang's pitch count, he's up to 95. And here's Matt, who has homered and singled. Crawford, remember, stole second back in the 2nd inning. Crawford has stolen 12 out of 15. Shot up the middle, but going behind the bag is La Stella and makes the play. So the Dodgers come up with a single, a double, and a triple, 2 runs. And at the end of 5, a 4-4 tie. his fifth two-hitter as he shut out Houston 2-0. That made Orioles' record 12-3, and as you might remember, he went 23-8. He was the Cy Young Award winner, and of course he pitched the Dodgers to their 6th World Series victory. Orel Hershiser, big man at a big time, and he came up smelling like a rose. Let's go back to this one. What a year it was, but it is slowly disappearing into the mists of time, and the Dodgers hoping to sweep it away and play catch up this year. It will be interesting to see. We're 4-4. The Giants are losing 3-1 in the 7th inning. A bunt, foul ball. That's Tommy La Stella, who has a walk, a single, and a double, and a dazzling play to take a hit and a run away from the Dodgers on a ball hit by Beckett back in the 2nd inning. La Stella, Freeman, and Justin Upton in that order. So Tommy doing very well, hitting .294. One man's downfall is another's opportunity. Dan Uggla cut loose. Tommy La Stella coming up from Lynchburg and off to a great start. Ball 2. By the way, the Pirates leading the Giants 3-1. They're now in the top of the 8th inning. Two balls, one strike. Slice down the left field line on this horse is Crawford. Boy, he can cover a lot of ground. So La Stella flies the other way. One down in the 6th inning.
First baseman Freddie Freeman.
Now Freddie Freeman. So back-to-back left-handers in the lineup. Remember, we told you that Jamie Wright has limited left-hand hitters to a 176 batting average, and he will be challenged now. Freeman struck out in the 1st inning, hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd, and singled to the hole at short. Foul back. 0-1. Freddie Freeman talking a little bit long distance to Doug DeCenzo, the third base coach. Oh, and 1. Busted bat, ground ball to Uribe. 2 down. So that's a big hitter and a big out. So Jamie continues to get those tough outs against left-hand batters. Now the right-hand hitting Justin Upton. Justin got his brother home with a fly ball to center field, despite that great throw by Yasiel Puig. Then Justin singled, and last time up, hit back to the box. Puig, what a night. Single, double, triple, and we're only in the top of the 6th. Off speed, hit to Adrian, and that'll be that. Nice inning for Jamie. He's also retired 5 in a row. And at the end of 5.5 innings, we have a 4-4 tie. Hello, fellas. What's going on? The Dodgers' Garvey, Say, Baker, and Smith became the first set of 4 teammates to hit 30 home runs each in the same season. Well, the Dodgers will honor this achievement Thursday night. The first 50,000 fans in attendance will take home an original 30 home run club bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. 4 runs, 9 hits for Atlanta. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Uribe, Butera, and then Jamie Wright's spot. Brandon League is up in the Dodger bullpen. A swing on that, 0-1. So 5 outs recorded by Jamie, and he'll give way to a pinch hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. Uribe doubled. Dodgers left him at third. Last time up, struck out. Off the plate. 2-1 the count. 4-4, bottom of the 6th. And hooking down the left field line, but hooking too much. 2-2. Take a look and see from this angle. I mean, that had it all, but was hooking and hooking, and they missed by enough. Uribe has 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. San Francisco on Sunday, he was 1 for 3 with an RBI. And a chopper foul outside of third. 3-2 the count to Juan Uribe. It was 3-1 Pittsburgh, top of the 8th inning at AT&T Park. So the Dodgers have a shot at increasing the lead to 3 games. But first, the Giants have to lose, and the Dodgers have to pull this one out. 3-2. Fastball, 1 hopped, backhanded by Freddie, takes it to the bag. So Uribe hits it sharply, is now 1 for 3. Good play by Freeman, and he made it look easy, and it was anything but easy. Hello. 1 down. Drew Butera with Justin Turner coming out on deck. Butera grounded out, struck out. Chasen Shreve and David Hale down in the bullpen for Atlanta. Harang's pitch count now up to 104. He had 81 pitches in the first 3 innings. So Aaron has done a great job just to hang around. Of course, he's big and strong, 6'7", maybe 260. Fastball, got a little bit of Evan Gattis. 1-2. Braves scored in the first inning. Justin's fly ball to center, deep enough. B.J. Upton just quick enough to beat a great throw by Puig. That made it 1-0 Atlanta. Matt Kemp hit a 2-run home run in the second inning. Dodgers led 2-1. Freddie Freeman hit a 2-run home run. Braves led 3-2. A double by Simmons cashed in Johnson. That made it 4-2. Butera fouling out to the other catcher. And Justin Turner now is going to be called back. And Scott Van Slyke will come up. Scotty, last time as a pinch hitter, remember, hit a home run. 2 out in the 6th. Van Slyke has 9 home runs, 17 runs batted in.
For the Dodgers, pinch hitting for bucket number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Hitting .257 for the year. Of course, in the tough world of a pinch hitter, he's just 3 for 17. Ball one. And line down the left field line, in there. Banging around at the boxes. Scotty on his way with a stand-up double. So the Dodgers come up with 5 extra base hits tonight, 4 doubles and a triple, and the best it does is give them a tie, 4-4. So Scotty Van Slyke got a fastball out over the plate and just stiff-wristed it right down the left field line. It's been kind of a seesaw game. 1-0 Atlanta, 2-1 Dodgers, 3-2 Atlanta, 4-2 Atlanta, 4-4 now. And the Dodgers have a tie-breaking run with Gordon at the plate. And a strike, 0-1. Harang has been throwing strikes all night. He only walked Carl Crawford in the second inning, and that was followed by the home run by Matt Kemp. D. Gordon has been very good with runners in scoring position. And a ground ball to Simmons. That'll be that. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left at second. Harang walks off, and at the end of 6, it's a 4-4 tie. A lot of pitches and a lot of extra base hits. For the Atlanta Braves, they have 2 doubles and a home run. And the Dodgers have 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And when it's all settled, 4-4 in the 7th, and Brandon League coming out of the bullpen. Aaron Harang, the former Dodger back in 2010, has worked hard. He's made 112 pitches in his 6 innings. So you would expect Aaron might very well be finished for the night. We'll see. But what an effort. Always remember Aaron with the Dodgers, soft-spoken, very nice, a gentle giant at 6'7", who won 10, lost 10. And then there was that memorable game here against San Diego when he struck out 9 in a row. Though Aaron not sitting down, we'll see what that means. Anthony Vivaro is throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. So here's Evan Gattis. Oh, 0-1. Evan, 290, 17 home runs, 42 runs batted in. He was on the DL and he's had a home run in his last 6 games, hitting .316. Gaddis tonight. Walk reached on the error by Uribe, fly to right. Oh and 2. 1 and 2. To look ahead for the moment, when the Dodgers come up in the 7th inning, don't go wandering off. That man Puig will lead it off, and he is a single, a double, and a triple. So he'll be going for the cycle when he comes up in the 7th inning. Who's to say he won't do it? Two and 2 the count to Evan Gaddis. Brandon League, the 3rd Dodger pitcher, 1 and 2 with a very good earned run average of 2 in his 41st game. Two and 2. Fouled away. Josh Beckett started, worked hard, made 105 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. Charged with 4 runs. Jamie Wright did very well. Retired 5 in a row, striking out 2, and now Brandon Lee. 2 and 2. And ball 3. Brandon Lee hasn't pitched since last Tuesday. That's what makes it so tough. Called on to pitch once a week and throw strikes. 3 and 2. And popped in the air. Adrian Gonzalez at the other end of it. So Gaddis pops up, 1 out in the 7th, and Chris Johnson coming up.
Coming to the plate, third baseman,
Remember, the Braves arrived here with a 3-game winning streak. They had their longest homestand of the year, 11 games. They went 6-5. And with their 3-game winning streak, they began the night a half a game behind Washington. And ball 1. Freddie Freeman, Tehran, Irvin Santana, a lot of familiar faces in that Atlanta dugout, even though we don't see them out here much. A quick 3-game series, and that's it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Earlier, talking about uniforms and nicknames, Ted Turner. Ted was a remarkable owner. I mean, he was always in the spotlight, always saying something that shocked somebody else. I remember one of the Ted Turner great quotes. He said, "If I had a little more humility, I'd be perfect." Only Ted Turner would say that. And he would say it with a straight face. Hey, married Jane Fonda. 2 balls, 1 strike. And whacked to right, slicing, and over the head of Kemp. And steaming into second base is Chris Johnson. So another extra base hit tonight. Chris has a walk, a single, and a double. That ball was really ripped. It looked for a moment up here that it would come to Kemp. It looked like it might slice right to him, but it didn't. It sliced over and away from him. There's when it starts, but see that? Over his head. So Johnson, a hard double to right. The batter now, Ryan Domit. Domit fouled out, hit back to the box, grounded out, 0 for 3. "4-4, 7th inning. League throwing 94-mile-an-hour sinkers, trying to keep the ball down. Dodger outfield straight away. About as straight away as you can get. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1. Domit, a switch hitter, came into the game hitting 198. On the numbers, a little better hitter left-handed. 2 of his 3 home runs left-handed. 2-1 to Ryan. Jason Hayward is not able to start, is hitting .260 with 9 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Had some back problems in the last game yesterday, so they're resting him so far. 7th inning. Two balls, 1 strike. 2-2. So Ryan, we told you all about him earlier, surviving more injuries than you would think a man could stand. He's tough. 33 years old, out of the state of Washington, a 2nd-round pick by the Pirates. Three and two. For Ryan, he had a tough life with Pittsburgh. I mean, 1 minute it seemed he was with Pittsburgh, next he was with Indianapolis, or he'd come back to Pittsburgh and they'd send him out to Altoona, then to Indianapolis, back and forth. Finally, he had 2 years where he stayed in the big leagues all the time with the Minnesota Twins, and now here he is. Breaking ball, check swing, no swing. So down to first goes Dalmit. First and second, 1 out. And Drelton Simmons coming up. He's lined out to third, was walked intentionally and doubled. So League is in some trouble in a 4-4 tie. 1 out. Simmons, the boy from Curacao. He doesn't usually stay around the plate very often.
Attention, please. Pinch running number 17, Jordan Schaefer.
Jordan Schaefer is now running at first base from Domit. Jordan can play the outfield. Missed inside, ball 1. Ramiro Pena, who is a switch hitter, comes out on deck. He would bat for Harang. It's 4-4, 1 out, 7th inning, and the Braves have 2 on. Ground ball to Uribe, down to second. Gordon turns it in time. They get the double play. Simmons bangs into it, and the Dodgers are off the hook. And we are heading to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-4 tie. And Yasiel Puig, bidding for a cycle, will be coming up, having already hit a single, a double, and a triple. Bottom of the 7th inning, and Yasiel Puig will lead it off in this 4-4 tie. Puig singled to center in the 1st inning, doubled to left center in the 3rd, and tripled to right center in the 5th. So single, double, triple. We'll see about the luck he has against a new pitcher, Anthony Bavaro. Anthony's from Staten Island in New York. An even 6', 194. 29 years old. He'll be 30 in October. He was originally drafted by the Mariners out of St. John's University. Jordan Schaefer, who ran for Domut, is in right field. And here we go, bottom of the 7th. High strike, 0-1. Yasiel, from his body language, he thought that was too high. Interesting with Anthony Bavaro pitching against the Dodgers. 0-2. It was December of 2011, and Anthony married Carrie Ann Thompson in Sacred Heart Church in West Brighton, New York. Carrie Ann happens to be the grandniece of the late Bobby Thompson, who hit that dramatic home run back in 1951. 1-2 the count. Anthony basically fastball, curve, changeup. Had Tommy John surgery 9 years ago. Curveball pulled back a third, and it's a fair ball, and Puig is going to beat it out. It was a great stop by Chris Johnson, and it was a great call by Jerry Lane, who was umpiring at third. He let you know right away. Chris made a great effort. So Puig didn't get the home run. He'll go 4 for 4, however. Watch Chris. The ball hits right on the chalk, jumping to get the throw, and Puig racing and beats it out. The Yasiel is 4 for 4 tonight. 2 singles, a double, and a triple. And the Dodgers now have a tiebreaker at first with Messrs. Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Crawford. Ground ball into right field. Schaefer was deep, and Puig is going to third. The throw to third. He is in there. The ball backed up by Bavaro as it got away from Chris Johnson. So the Dodgers now first and third, nobody out, as Yasiel dared to run. Jordan Schaefer has a good arm, and I think he might have shaken himself up going in head first. So Gonzalez 2 for 4 with his single to right field. And now first and third, nobody out. And Hanley Ramirez coming up. Schaefer, left-handed, good arm, guns it. And it skipped away from Chris Johnson trying to make the tag. And Bavaro alertly where he's supposed to be, backing up at third. There's the twisting tag of the helmet flying off, the left hand holding onto the bag. Here's another look at that dynamite throw. Offline and off the glove of Johnson. Okay, first and third, nobody out, and a hungry Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 3, has not hit a ball out of the infield, and he's had a runner on base every time. Puig at first with 1 out. Puig at second in the 3rd inning. Puig at third in the 5th inning. And each time, Hanley, 2 ground balls and a pop fly. 0-1. That's a strike, so he's in a hole now. 0-2. Take another look at a good fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers, corners, Gonzalez, and Puig. One and two. Boy, he's throwing hard. That thing really had a hop to it. No wonder it was 96. The amazing thing, Tommy John surgery back in 2005, and he can throw 96. Frank Jobe, his memory and his skill, expertise would live forever. And got him. So it has been a very tough night for Hanley. Hanley is 0 for 4 and leaving the record of big innings several times. So Hanley strikes out, 1 down. That'll bring up Carl Crawford, who walked, stole a base, came home on the home run, struck out and singled in the long walk of Hanley Ramirez. .95, 1 ball and no strikes. Anthony is an even 6. A well-built 195. He doesn't really look that heavy. Foul back, 1-1. Vivaro signed with the Mariners in the 12th round, and he would have been second or a third round, but Vivaro blew out his elbow a month before the draft, so that cost him a lot of money. However, the Tommy John surgery got him healthy, and here he is pitching in the big leagues for the Braves. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carl Crawford. Just missed, and again 95. Came up to the Braves in 2011 after having been with the Mariners in 2010. And ball 3. When you throw as hard as Vivaro and you have a runner at third, the very first thing you're interested in, wild pitches. Well, he has made 4. Three and 1 to Carl. Matt Kemp on deck. Puig down the line from third. Gonzalez at first. A little roller. The play is only to first. Scoring is Puig, and the Dodgers take a 5-4 lead. A modest thing and thine own, but it's an RBI and a run scored by Yasiel, who will get a hero's welcome. So Crawford, little ground ball, but it's his second RBI. He'll take that. Down to second went Gonzalez. And the batter now, Matt Kemp. Gonzalez with 2 out, and Kemp had a 2-run home run, a single left, and grounded out. Five, 4 Dodgers, bottom of the 7th. And ball 1. Breaking ball that time. When the Braves come up in the 8th inning, it's due to be Vivaro's spot, then B.J. Upton and Tommy La Stella, the second baseman. And if anybody gets on, Freddie Freeman. Fastball and a high fly ball to center. Back goes Upton, away back. She's gone. Matt Kemp hits it out, and the Dodgers lead 7-4. For Matt Kemp, a big night. 2 home runs and a single. 4 RBIs. The bubble machine is going, and so the Dodgers, as Matt Kemp hits 2 tonight. He now has 10, and the Dodgers sitting with a 3-run lead against young Anthony Bavaro. Take another look at Matt's home run. He just jumped all over it. Fastball around the knees. Remember, the curveball he hit was below the knees. This time the fastball, and he just drove it over the center field wall into the hitter's backdrop. For young Bavaro, that would be the 3rd home run that he's allowed. Matt hits 2. 7 times in his young career he's had a multi-home run game. And that's going to be smoked into right center. Running it down is Jordan Schaefer. Uribe is on his way for 2. He is in there with a double. Dodgers going wild with extra base hits. They've had 8 extra base hits, 2 home runs, a triple, and 5 doubles. And remember, the other day up in San Francisco, they had 5 triples. So they are just exploding with extra base hits. Jordan Schaefer did everything he could to cut him down, but he was in there. For Uribe, that would be his 15th double. Dodgers leading comfortably 7-4, and the batter will be Drew Butera. So Barbaro came in. Puig got a single back to third. Gonzalez a ground single to right. Ramirez struck out. Crawford grounded out to score a run, and then Kemp a big home run to make it 7-4. Uribe's at second, and Butera 0 for 3 trying to pick him up. Fastball at 94 for a strike. Down in the Dodger dugout, the possible pinch hitter would be Andre Ethier, and there he is. 0-1. And ground ball, long throw, but Simmons has a great arm. All right, the Dodgers come up with 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Kemp hits his 2nd home run of the game. The Dodgers score 3 in the inning. The bubble machine is working very, very well. And here's another case of where they pressed the lever and the bubbles were all over the Dodger dugout. Dodgers 7, Atlanta 4. The Dodgers and Atlanta, 2 more games in the series. And of course, in the Wednesday and Thursday games, the Dodgers follow Beckett with Greinke tomorrow night and Kershaw Thursday night. The Cubs, the only team in 30 games that they will play who are under 500. They'll be in for the weekend, followed by the Angels. 2 here, 2 in Anaheim, and then a tough road trip, a 3-game series in Milwaukee, and a 4-game series in Atlanta. For the Dodgers, Brandon League went to the mound. Ramiro Pena, a switch hitter, came out on deck. So now we will see about the Dodger move coming out of the bullpen, and it's the left-hander J.P. Howell. So with Howell coming in, that would turn Pena around, and we'll be back right after this. Inning, and coming out to hit and turn around would be Ramiro Pena. The interesting thing about this, you have a switch hitter who is hitting 300 right-handed and only 185 left. And when you bring a left-hander in, you then turn him around to his higher batting average. He does have a little power. 2 of his 3 home runs left-handed. Miguel Rojas at short. And into the 8th we go. 7-4 Dodgers. And a strike. Ramiro Pena from Mexico, originally signed by the Yankees. He's an even 6, 185. Celebrated his birthday on the 18th of July. 28 years old. 0-2. He was 19 years old when the Yankees signed him out of Mexico. And 5 years ago, he actually made the Yankees opening day roster. Made his major league debut as a pinch runner. Started a game finally at third base. Played in the Mexican national team in the 13 World Baseball Classic. In the dirt, 1-2. A nice linkage as far as Pena is concerned. Some people have compared him to Omar Vizquel, which would be a great comparison. 1-2. Foul ball, still 1-2. Well, for the Dodgers, number one, they get the good news that the Pirates lost. Did I say the Pirates? Excuse me. The Pirates beat the Giants 3-1. If the Dodgers hold on to their lead, they would then lead the Giants by 3. Viriano beat Hudson. Of course, the Giants aren't hitting a lick. They got 1 run tonight. 1-2. Chased and missed, and DeTerra nails him at first base. So Pena strikes out, 1 away in the 8th. B.J. Upton will be the batter, and then you have back-to-back left-hand batters in La Stella and Freeman. B.J. singled off Beckett's glove, took second on a walk to La Stella, stole third, and that was a big move. The fly ball by his brother got B.J. home to give Atlanta a 1-0 lead. They've led on and off until the Dodgers scored the big 3 to take the 3-run lead in the 7th inning. Foul back. Braves led 1-0. Dodgers led 2-1. Braves led 3-2. Braves led 4-2. Dodgers tied at 4-4. And Matt Kemp having a huge night. 2 home runs and a single. Driving in 4 and giving the Dodgers the big lead. And Kemp and Puig have certainly made a lot of noise. Puig, of course, 4 for 4. 2 singles, a double, and a triple. He's amazing. I mean, it was no surprise. Everything he does is a headline. I mean, you say, well, he didn't hit any home runs in the home run derby. That's correctly right. He even checked his swing in the home run derby. That made the papers. And then during the All-Star game, well, he didn't do very much. Struck out 3 times. That's another headline. Then he puts on that incredible show in San Francisco when they just didn't know what to do with him in the Tim Lincecum game. 3 triples and a double, 11 total bases without a home run. And then he comes here. He almost throws B.J. Upton out at the plate. That gave the crowd a thrill. And then he goes 4 for 4. Holy mackerel. You haven't seen him play, you really ought to come out. Especially, I think, since he's in center field. Just off the plate, 2-2. B.J. 1 for 4. Meanwhile, Puig just kind of relaxed. Now that he's in center field, it's really going to be a showcase for him. Still 2-2. He'll run him down. He'll charge the base hits. One of the this I'll be very interested to see. With a runner, let's say at second base and a base hit to center, how Puig will charge the ball. To me, the biggest difference amongst Mickey Mantle, Duke Snider, and Willie Mays. Willie Mays played center field like a shortstop. Down goes B.J. I don't think Willie Mays ever thought, if I had the ball get by me, it's going to go 460 feet to center field. Never. He charged every base hit. Duke Snider, not quite. Duke would be a little cautioned. And, of course, Mickey Mantle had the bad leg, so he didn't play center very long. So it'll be interesting to see how will Puig play in a clutch spot, single up the middle, a runner at second base. I would assume, after watching him briefly in the big leagues, he will charge that thing and care less about whether he overruns it or not. It'll be fun to see. Strike to Tommy La Stella. 2 out in the 8th, 7-4 Dodgers. Strike 1 pitch. If you missed it in the first inning, we'll show you Puig's throw from the outfield. Here's the catch, tagging B.J. Upton, and let her fly. Look at that thing. And it was that close. Oh, we will have some fun watching you seal. Popped in the air, foul. Doubtful, but it might come back. Nope. Stays in. That's one thing you learn playing the infield on foul balls in a big stadium. You don't quit. There's always a chance it'll start to spin back, and Uribe racing over there just in case. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 out, 8th inning, and the Dodgers lead 7-4. Two and two. J.P. Howell has been so valuable. He is 2 and 3. His earned run average is 1.2. 36 innings. He's allowed 5 earned runs. 3 and 2. James Phillip Howell from Modesto. Has a couple of fastballs. He has a knuckle curve. Then he has the hard curveball. He has a splitter, a cutter, and if he needed another pitch, a changeup. Foul back. So Pena struck out. B.J. Upton struck out. And here is La Stella with a 3-2 count. Might not compare to Puig, but La Stella has a walk, a single, and a double. Tommy hitting .292. And a one hopper into right field. So La Stella is on base 4 times with a walk, 2 singles, and a double. And of course, hitting in front of Freddie Freeman, you know he's going to get a lot of fastballs, and he has certainly taken advantage of it.
Freddie Freeman.
So here is Freeman. 3 hits for La Stella. Freeman has 2 hits. He had the 2-run home run in the 3rd and a single of the hole at short in the 4th. 15 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Been in a slump the last 12 games, but he perked up. He's from Southern California, and he perked up when he got home. Ball 1. That story about his father giving up all those lunch hours so he could wait for Freddie to come out of grammar school and pitch to him, help him hit, it has really paid off. Check swing. Swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. So they'll have to correct the scoreboard. It shows 2-0. And it's been corrected. Born in Fountain Valley, lives in Orange, Freddie Freeman. 24 years old, 25 in September. Look at Freddie's years with Atlanta. 2010, he didn't play much. 2011, he hit 21 home runs. 2012, he hit 23. Last year, he hit 23. He's going to hit a lot of them. Check swing. Notice he was an inch or so above the knob. Not up, let's say, like Hunter Pence. You can see that knob. He's up maybe an inch. And ball 4. So all of a sudden, J.P. Howell puts 2 men aboard, and that means Justin Upton would represent the potential tying run. And all of this with 2 out. Justin Upton tonight had the sacrifice fly in the first inning, singled a shortstop in the third, hit back to the box and grounded to first. So Upton with 18 home runs, 61 runs batted in. And let's see now, the Dodgers are going to make a double switch. First of all, Justin Turner is going to take over for Juan Uribe, and Kenley Jansen will be asked to get 4 outs, get 1 more in the 8th, and nail down the 9th. So Howell, a little frustrated, comes out, and we'll be right back. Every Dodger game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB TV game of the day, and so much more. Download on the App Store or visit Dodgers.com today. Well, it's one of those games. It really is never over, especially against when 2 good clubs meet. The Dodgers bring Justin Turner in to take over for Juan Uribe, and they bring in Kenley Jansen to pick up for J.P. Howell. Turner will bat 9th, and Jansen would bat in Uribe's spot. So the Dodgers lead by 3, but it's not that comfortable a lead. You have a home run hitter who can get things even with 1 swing of the bat, and it's interesting to note that Kenley Jansen has allowed 3 home runs this year, and Justin Upton has hit 18. So the battle is very much out in front here with 2 out and 2 on. On deck, Evan Gattis, another home run hitter. So between Justin Upton and Evan Gattis, you have 35 home runs. So it's a big time now for Kenley Jansen. And ball 1. Kenley came in to shut down the Giants on Sunday. Went 1 inning, and you may or may not remember, he struck out the side, working on the shoelaces on the right shoe. The last save for Kenley would be the other day in Pittsburgh. He's 10 for 10 in his last save opportunities. 12 scoreless innings in 12 appearances. High fly ball, but playable. Matt Kemp is there. That's that. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. And remember, Yasiel Puig has another shot at hitting for the cycle after Justin Turner. 7-4 Dodgers. 7-4. Jason Shreve coming in out of the bullpen to pick up. He is a tall drink of water, isn't he? He comes in pitching in his 4th game. No record, just 4 1/3 innings. Dodgers, the most interesting thing here in the bottom of the 8th inning is the fact that the number 3 hitter will be Yasiel Puig. And Adrian Gonzalez gesturing a bit of advice to Puig. Here's what he's done tonight. Opened up with a breaking ball and single. Got a fastball and double to the gap in right center. Then the next time up, got a fastball. This time he tripled to the wall in right center. And then last time up, he pulled one, a breaking ball over the bag at third, legged it out for a base hit. So Puig is 4 for 4, and we shall see as he puts on his helmet. Miguel Rojas sitting alongside of him, and it'll be Justin Turner, D. Gordon, and then Yasiel. Jason Shreve, he's out of Las Vegas, working on Justin Turner. Bottom of the 8th. And ball 1. Shreve at 6'3", about 180 pounds. Turner having a big year. 1 ball and no strikes. In there, 1-1. Shreve, born in Vegas, went to the College of Southern Nevada, and still lives in Las Vegas. 1-2 to Justin. Gordon on deck, 0 for 4. And then you have Yasiel. Two and two. By the way, certainly a bitter disappointment for Atlanta is the fact that Justin Upton, who has had so many opportunities, has really struggled with men in scoring position and 2 out. That'll do it for Turner. Upton flied to right field in the 8th inning with 2 on. So with 2 out and runners in scoring position, Justin Upton, who is a fine outfielder and a fine hitter, but he's batting only .161 in those circumstances. But he's young, got a long contract. Why not chew and blow some bubbles? Here's Gordon, 0 for 4, has not hit the ball out of the infield. 2 ground balls to short, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to third. Strike 1. To look ahead in the 9th inning, the Braves will have Evan Gattis, Chris Johnson, and Jordan Schaefer. Gattis 0 for 3 with a walk. Johnson 2 for 3 with a walk. And Kenley Jansen going after a 4 outs save. He's had 5 in his career. Never had more than 4 outs for a save in his young career. So Kenley waits. Gordon fouls it back. 7 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Braves. Giants lost to Pittsburgh. So should the Dodgers hold on, they will be leading by 3. And certainly here's one of the big reasons. Still 1-2. Braves scored a run in the first. Kemp hit a 2-run home run. Braves scored 2 in the third. Another. Dodgers came back with 2 to tie it up. Dodgers got a run in the 7th, and Matt Kemp then hit another 2-run home run. And the Dodgers lead 7-4. Meanwhile, Gordon up there, 2-2. Puig waits. Restless energy. You remember the story about the Atlanta Braves in 1985? They were playing the New York Mets. The game started July the 4th, and they had advertised, as the Dodgers do, after the game fireworks. Well, there was a problem in Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. The 4th of July game went 19 innings. That's a fly ball in front of B.J. Upton for a base hit. Anyway, they had to conclude the game the next day, July the 5th. But the game ended at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and the Braves, even though there were maybe 100 people in the ballpark, lived up to their promise that they would show fireworks. And, of course, that made a big headline, and a lot of people in Atlanta, especially the neighbors, were upset. Well, lost in all of the fireworks was the fact that Keith Hernandez hit for the cycle in that game. That's the last time anybody hit for the cycle against the Braves. The last cycle for the Dodgers, Orlando Hudson, the old dog. So now let's see about Puig. Anxious. Good, smart pitch, off speed. You knew Yasiel wanted to hit it over the speakers in center field. Center stage, Yasiel Puig. There goes Gordon. Change up on a strike. Bad throw. B. Gordon steals 47 out of 57. So Yasiel Puig not only is 4 for 4, he has a chance now to drive in a run. Puig holding up. Gaddis hurried throw on the wrong side of the bag anyway. And a meeting at the mound. So just to go back over Puig, if you were not with us, he singled to center in the first inning. He doubled in the third. He tripled to right center in the fifth. And in the 7th inning, with a shot at the cycle, he hit one over the bag at third and beat Chris Johnson's great effort. So Yasiel is 4 for 4, hitting .318. One and two. Players always say the hardest thing in the world is to try to hit a home run. Fouled away. You remember the scene we showed you very briefly? Yasiel was walking from the far end of the dugout to get his helmet, and Adrian Gonzalez was perched up on the back bench, and he kind of gestured to him with one finger, and I'm sure he was saying to him, forget about trying to hit a home run. But naturally, it's very much on his mind. 1 and 2. Time. The catcher calling time, Evan Gaddis. All right, Gaddis back down, shuffling the cards in a moment. Got him. Well, it is the toughest thing to try and hit a home run. Nevertheless, he gets a standing ovation from the crowd as he walks back towards the dugout, and I'm sure that's a heartwarming feeling for him. They appreciate what he did. So 2 out, and the batter will be Gonzalez. Adrian Gonzalez flied to left, popped to short, double, scored a run, and came home on Matt Kemp's second home run of the game in the 7th inning. Little dribbler foul. We have not seen the Braves, under the orders of Freddie Gonzalez, we have not seen an overshift. Braves have not loaded up the left side or loaded up the right side. Pretty traditional all the way, with the shortstop directly behind Gordon to at least try to take a step away from him. 0-1. Shreve in no hurry. In the dirt, nice save by Evan. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gaddis will lead off the 9th inning. He'll be followed by Johnson and Schaefer, and if anybody gets on, Simmons, the shortstop. D. Gordon with Simmons directly behind him. Slapping the glove. 1-2. Adrian hitting .263. Adrian's double drove in Puig, who had tripled ahead of him in the 5th inning. Then Crawford singled home Gonzalez. That's when the Dodgers tied it up 4-4 and broke it open in the 7th. Another nice block by Evan Gaddis. 2-2. So D. Gordon walked, stole second to give him 47 stolen bases. He and Simmons having a conversation. Two and two. And ball 3 with the fastball. Waiting on deck, Miguel Rojas. Breaking ball hit to right center and deep. BJ on his horse. This one is going to hit the base of the wall. The run is in on a stand-up double by Adrian Gonzalez, and the Dodgers lead 8-4. For Gonzalez, he has a 3-hit night, 2 doubles and a single. So Gordon, after the steal of second base, walks home. Nice full easy swing and a long fly ball to hit the base of the center field wall right there. Came right back to BJ. So the Dodgers come up with yet another base hit. Freddie Gonzalez will have to go to the bullpen again. Adrian having a little chat with Mike DeMuro, the second base umpire. Gordon is in the dugout. Jansen will have at least a 4-run cushion, and we'll be back. leading somewhat comfortably now, 8-4. Juan Jaime out of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic is picked up as the fourth pitcher of the night for Atlanta. Miguel Rojas, ball one. Rojas hitting .207, taking over at shortstop for Hanley Ramirez, and his first at bat of the night. 8 runs, 15 hits for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Braves. Fastball, but it missed, and at 97. Jaime is 6'2", about 250 pounds. He's a big man. Signed by the Braves, minor league free agent 3 years ago. Was in the Washington Nationals chain. 96 miles an hour for a strike. 2-1. Juan Jaime also had Tommy John surgery. Fastball at 97. Remember, we were talking about Barbaro, how he had Tommy John surgery and he was hitting 96. Well, here's another successful patient throwing 97. Slap foul down the line. We mentioned at the start of the game, the Dodgers came into this game with a 3-game winning streak. 8 times this year, the Dodgers have tried to win 4 in a row, and 8 times they have been denied. So tonight, they're as close as they can be to finally winning 4 in a row. Off speed, breaking ball, 2-2. Jaime will be 27 the 2nd of August. That'll be this Saturday. Fastball. Rojas just getting a little bit of that thing. 98 miles an hour. We've always asked the late Frank Jobe, is it the operation that has improved so much? And Frank always said, no, it's the same operation. The rehab has improved so much. 2-2. Breaking ball, got him on the inside corner. 77 mile an hour breaking ball. Down goes Rojas. The Dodgers get one, and we are now heading to the 9th inning with the Dodgers leading 8-4. Outs away from a couple of notes. First of all, they're leading 8-4 in the ninth inning. They are 3 outs away from finally winning 4 in a row. Kenley Jansen is 3 outs away from coming up with his 6th 4-out saves in his career. And, of course, the Dodgers are 3 outs away from increasing their first-place lead to 3 games over San Francisco. Standing in Kenley's way will be Evan Gattis, Chris Johnson, and Jordan Schaefer. Evan Gattis tonight walked, reached on Uribe's error, flied to right, and popped up. Right. And looking at the trio of hitters and looking at Kenley Jansen, Evan Gattis is 1 for 2 against him. It was a home run. Foul back, 0-2. After Gattis comes Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 5 against Kenley Jansen. And then the third man due up, Jordan Schaefer, is 1 for 3. No balls, 2 strikes. And he's done. So Gattis strikes out, and we have 1 out in the ninth inning. Chris Johnson coming up as a downcast Gattis goes back into the dugout. Chris Johnson popped up, walked, single to right, double to right, scored a run. 8 home runs, hitting .279. And as we said, 0 for 5 against Kenley. Last year, the Braves beat the Dodgers 4 out of 7, and make it 5 out of 7, and then the Dodgers won the division series. When the game started, each team had a 3-game winning streak. 1 ball, 1 strike. Freddie Freeman, big yawn with the club down by 4. Was Freeman did hit a 2-run home run, a single, and a walk. So Freddie had been somewhat of a slump for 12 games, but you know it's a momentary thing with him. He's such a good hitter, and it's no surprise. A walk, a single, and a 2-run home run tonight. See him tomorrow night against Zach Greinke, and then Clayton Kershaw. And you can imagine how the Braves feel going into this 3-game series. They're looking at Beckett, not that he's a weak sister in the lineup, but they're looking at Beckett as, okay, we beat him. Then we're really in trouble going against Greinke and Kershaw, but they sure wanted the first game. So for Freddie, lose the first one, now look at Greinke and Kershaw, brings back memories of teams losing the first game and looking at Drysdale and Koufax. Well, down goes Johnson. 2 strikeouts for Kenley. Take another look with Johnson. Just pure fastball, just overpowering the hitter.
Right fielder, number 17, Jordan Schaefer.
So Jordan Schaefer will be coming up. 2 out, 9th inning. Jordan Schaefer got into the game as a runner for Ryan Domit in the 7th inning after Ryan walked. So this is his first at bat, and hitting .158. Breaking ball, strike. 91, little slider. and lined into right field, base hit. So Schaefer a single to right with 2 out in the 9th. And Bretton Simmons will be coming up. So Andrelton lined to third and walked, doubled and hit into a double play. Simmons hitting .256. He has 5 home runs, 34 runs batted in, picked up 1 tonight. Simmons double scored Chris Johnson back in the 5th inning. What are the odds? With all the people playing baseball, 2 kids from Curacao going head to head at Dodger Stadium. One ball and no strikes in there. Simmons is only 24. He'll be 25 in September. Kenley Jansen is 26. He'll be 27 in September. 1 ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner. They're not paying any attention. 2-1. Defensive indifference, explaining Schaefer at second base. Dodgers lead 8-4 with 2 out in the 9th inning. Whoops. 3-1 to count. Phil Gosselin is out on deck, an infielder. If Simmons keeps it alive, they'll go to the bench again. And ball 4. So after striking out Gaddis and striking out Johnson, Schaefer gets a base hit. Simmons walks. Down by 4. The Braves have 2 on, 2 out, and here's Gosselin. Gosselin, a second baseman, basically. Just called up, went 1 for 5. Phil's from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Westchester, out of the University of Virginia. Fastball strike, 0-1. Gosselin will be 26 in October. 5th round pick of the Braves 4 years ago. 0-1. And a high fly ball to deep center. Puig backtracking and puts it away. So Gosselin hits it, long fly ball. It's a 4-out save